presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Arizona.
2011, an improbable season that has taken Diamondback fans on an unforgettable ride. Each night, a new hero emerges and new milestones are reached. Ian Kennedy is a 20-game winner. Ian Kennedy's 20-win season adds to a scrapbook full of memories, but the final pages of this storybook season have yet to be filled. Tonight, Daniel Hudson has his eye on his own remarkable finish and seeks to move the Diamondbacks another step toward a National League Western Division title. And in doing so, they'd make this gorgeous state, the great state of Arizona, top to bottom, east to west, very proud for what has been an incredible year here at Chase Field. It continues tonight against the Pittsburgh Pirates. All the action tonight is on Fox Sports Arizona. When you take a look at the National League Western Division, you can see the pitching matchup between the Giants and the Dodgers. That we're peeking at is Lincecum. It's against Kershaw, but the magic number for Arizona is 4. Now, Milwaukee, 1 game up, 5 runs up, though, with the best record home field. Talking about that for the right to open the playoffs. At home, they're leading by a score of 5-0. Hi, folks. Welcome back to the ballpark. Glad to have you with us. You know him. This is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. We trust at this point in the week you've had a very, very good one. Instead of talking about a week, let's talk about a month, because over the last month, no one has pitched better than the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's true. They've ridden a red-hot starting staff, well, to that ERA that you see, and that's why they have opened up a 5.5-game lead with only 8 games to play. You knew the Diamondbacks were going to hit the baseball this year because they've hit the baseball in the past. You didn't think they would put up pitching numbers like they have this year, Darren. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Daniel Hudson's been fun to watch because we know that Hudson decided to evolve this year. Tried to hit a few more bats, get a few more ground balls. The end results have been strong.
I'm a big believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, Daniel Hudson doesn't believe that. It was not broke at all last year, yet he decided to fix it. He wanted to go deeper into games, not throw as many pitches, and in order to do that, he had to pitch to contact. He had to get more ground balls. He's done just that, and because of that, right now, he's a 16-game winner.
There has always been something about Ryan Roberts that has caught your eye. His heart, his effort, the way he plays the game. You know what catches folks' eyes now? When we stack him up against some of the bigger-name third basemen, when we look around the National League, this is where Ryan Roberts is this year.
Well, Pablo Sandoval, Chipper Jones, and Aramis Ramirez, they were certainly supposed to make their teams. Ryan Roberts was not supposed to be on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Only an injury to Jeff Blum allowed Ryan Roberts to make this ball club. He has taken his opportunity, he has run with it, and he is right there with the best in the National League.
Certainly glad to have you with us tonight. Gracie and I with all the action, and when we come back, we hope to trim that magic number even more. Got to shrink it. Get it on down. Heck, it could be 2 when we all go to bed tonight. The Diamondbacks, the Pirates, the ball game's next.
Between the West-leading Arizona Diamondbacks and the Pittsburgh Pirates, Daniel Hudson going for win number 17 of the season. I think a lot of people were stunned earlier today with the news that D-backs president and CEO Derek Hall was diagnosed with prostate cancer. But the good news is it was diagnosed early. He's set to undergo surgery in the next month or so, and recovery from this type of cancer is about 98%. In typical Derek Hall fashion, he remains upbeat about his future.
It's an opportunity for me, in my opinion, to spread the word, to educate, and to get men to be tested, because it is very prevalent. And I see this really as an opportunity. I'm honored to be able to share the message and educate others to take care of themselves.
Managing general partner Ken Kendrick also had this same type of surgery. They're urging men to go to pcf.org to learn more about prostate cancer. A very, very sad day, but recovery rate, as I mentioned, about 98%. So best wishes from all of us here at Fox Sports Arizona to D-backs president and CEO Derek Hall. Stay with us. Game 2 of this three-game showdown between the D-backs and the Pirates headed your way next, live from Chase Field, right here on Fox Sports Arizona.
Gila River Casinos. Play slots with your Players Club card at any Gila River Casino. You can win up to $20,000 right away. Right now, get to Jack in the Box, where for a limited time, Jack's Really Big Chicken Sandwich Combo, it's back, and it's only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. The Ides of March in theaters October 7th. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Diamondbacks in their home whites, ready to go to work. Daniel Hudson seeking his 17th win of the year. They take the field, get ready to go to work. Let's take it top to bottom and look at the Pepsi Max starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Out of Ole Miss, Alex Presley. It's Neil Walker, slugging second baseman. Andrew McCutcheon, an all-star. Derek Lee, Ryan Doman, Garrett Jones with Pedro Alvarez at third. Ronnie Cedeno at short, and Charlie Morton on the mound. Amazing that Daniel, we talked about him a lot for the last year plus since he came over from the White Sox, still just 24 years old. The big fella rocks and fires. He goes to work. We're underway at Chase Field with a fastball that appropriately sinks over the outside corner. The numbers on the season, 16 wins for Hudson, already 210 innings, and only 15 home runs allowed. And when he talked about making a change to his approach, having the ball sink a little bit more, he wanted to make sure in this ballpark and others that he trimmed that number. Only 15 home runs for a pitcher like him.
Very good with the amount of innings he's had. There's a good fastball, 93 miles an hour. Strike two.
I think it's very good, too, because if you look a little bit closely at some of the numbers, he skews as a fly ball pitcher.
Absolutely. And on a beautiful night, yeah, fly balls are going up with the roof open tonight, folks.
What a gorgeous night. Wish you were here. If you're not, look forward to seeing you tomorrow afternoon if you can make it down. Make your plans quickly if you're planning on coming Friday, Saturday, or Sunday with the Giants. Those tickets are going fast. And then if not, we'll see you next week with the Dodgers coming to town. Number off the end of the bat. Changeup. That's clearly the secondary pitch for Hudson if you haven't watched him pitch much this year. Fastball, slider, and a very good changeup. Lost to the Dodgers 3-2 last time out. Pitched well, though. 7 innings, 2 runs allowed. He threw 61 fastballs, 28 changeups, and 12 sliders. So that's usually how he'll throw it out there. Into right field, Upton coming on. He'll play it on a hop and kick it off towards Chris Young. With big long strides for Presley the entire time. He's saying if they're not getting it back in, I'm headed towards third, but Presley is on.
Second baseman, number 18, Neil Walker.
Went with the fastball down and in. Presley just smokes it. Upton can't come up with it, and he just kind of flips it on over, and for some reason, Chris Young tried to do the between the legs grab. And it's a double to start the ball game. For one, Mr. Alex Presley, very impressive. That was a pretty good pitcher's pitch, and he drilled it.
So he is in scoring position for Neil Walker, who goes to Hackett. Second baseman fouls that one off. 0-1 the count on Walker. Now Hudson, his last outing, had a bump in the road early, so he's trying to avoid that. In the first inning, he gave up 2 runs, 4 hits, through 32 pitches. Rest of the game was fine.
Fabulous.
Just 1 hit the rest of the time, 69 pitches total. Belted toward the gap in right center field. Better said toward the wall, and that one sails up, over, and off that wall. It is a double. And an RBI for Neil Walker. He crushed that ball off the padding just below the fence area there. And so back-to-back doubles. Now that one
killed. Fastball middle of the plate. Bang. That's what you're supposed to do with mistakes. And Walker just rushes this ball. Hudson very fortunate that didn't leave the ballpark. Once again, that first inning bugaboo reaches up and bites Daniel Hudson. He's got work to do now.
Swing and a miss. First slider of the ball game. McCutchen waves over the top of that one. The all-star Andrew McCutchen. Young man, heck of a high school football player at Fort Meade, Florida. And has been the heartbeat for several years of this organization. Fastball too much for him. He elevated as he went after it. Big out because the runner doesn't advance. Defensively, we take a peek. And it's brought to you by David Robleski and Associates. Same outfield as we've seen just about every day for quite some time. Roberts gets a start. Remember, it was Blum playing a couple of days in a row. And Miguel Montero behind the plate. Why not play every single day if you're Miguel Montero? Roberts back over there at third. We talked about him coming on the air. You noted that he had played, of those players we showed you, second most games played on the list, more than Chipper Jones, more than Pablo Sandoval. That pitch is a strike to Lee and a late call of a strike, and Derek none too pleased about that.
He thought that ball was away, and Derek Lee letting Larry Vanover have it. Larry Vanover been around a long time now. Big full head of gray hair. One of the good guys in the game.
There's a lot of strike zone to work with if you're dealing with Lee. Fastball is high and inside. 1-1 the count. Derek spent some time on the disabled list, a hand injury when he came over to the Pirates when he was acquired from Baltimore. Otherwise, when he's been healthy, he's been great. They brought him over to hopefully make a run as that one is buried in. He's only been healthy for 20 Pirates games since he came over, and he's hit .333. 5 home runs. You and I were talking about it, Gracie. He's slugged over .580. So it's been productive, just not
very productive.
Some bad luck with his health. Former Rockies manager Clint Hurdle. Change up, strike 3.
There's even a veteran right there, just letting an umpire get to him, frustrating to the point that he started swinging at everything. And watch the frustration. No, really, watch the frustration. There you go.
So back into the dugout he goes. Derek Lee, a strikeout victim, and Daniel trying to clean things up.
Yeah, he pieced it together nicely. You give up 1 in this inning after a couple of ringing doubles. Feeling pretty good about things. Ryan Domit, though, pretty solid hitter this year. He's another guy that's fought injuries this year. Just about everybody that is caught for the Pittsburgh Pirates this year has been on the disabled list.
And Chris Snyder had to have back surgery. Former Diamondback, traded away last year. Chris will spend this winter healing up, and I would imagine as that changeup is swung right through. We're talking about Snyder's future, that the contract and the option probably won't be picked up, so he'll be looking for work this winter. 1-1. I think that's Chris calling now.
Oops.
That was me. I should have turned it down. Pitches inside.
I'll be honest, that was me.
2-1 the count. $100. Finding you $100 for that.
Well, Eric Young, Wade Miley, and Mark Grace now have all been fined by Darren Sutton $100.
2-1 the count.
Yeah, that's a large phone faux pas on my part.
Yeah, it's only happened to me about 9 times this year. Even better, and you folks have been there, you're meeting with someone that's important to you, whatever you're going through, and you leave that phone turned up. Happens to all of us.
It's obviously somebody that doesn't live here, because everybody that lives here should know I'm on the air.
2-2 the count. Belted into left center field. Looks like there's room, though. Chris Young is there to put it away. The Pittsburgh Pirates came calling early, and they strike 1-0. Happy, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's a good man. You know, he could have just run off and let somebody else get it. Nah, I'm here for you, pal. Let's try somebody else.
Let's just throw it a little
There we
deeper.
go.
Well,
that was a terrible throw.
What was the matter with her? He's got a great arm, but that was awful. Yep.
Security?
Yep. Is that going to have to cost Gerardo?
Look at that gentleman. Well done, sir.
That's
Our
100.
Glover. It's 100 for Parra. Let's go ahead and write him up down below. Here's Gerardo Parra. You love the spirit. Love thinking of the fans. Just an awful toss, though.
All right, the Diamondbacks trail after the Pirates 1 run in the first. They're going to face Charlie Morton, who has, up until recently, had an awfully good year, Darren Sutton. A very good year for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
He pitches in a similar manner to last night's starting pitcher, with sink, with contact, the degree men adrenaline pitcher's numbers. You can see making his 28th start of the year, a respectable 3.8 ERA. And that's what we're talking about. If he gets you, Willie Bloomquist is erased. He will get you on the ground. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go online to southwest.com/Yahtzee for your chance to win rapid reward points. Hill, Upton, Montero, Paul Goldschmidt, Chris Young, Ryan Roberts gets the start. Gerardo Parra, C-note lighter, and Daniel Hudson, he bats 9th. Skipper Kirk Gibson continues to move that overall record as a manager well over 500. Remember, he managed for quite some time last year and had to deal with a lot of losses. He's a winning manager now, and pitching's been a big part of it. The crowd mic's work as the 0-1 is inside. 1-1 the count to Aaron Hill.
Thought my phone was bad.
Hill 297 as a Diamondback. That's this season overall. Hot shot, foul ball up the third base line. That's twice he's been out there working hard.
That's a busy security guard. Who we got down the line?
That's one of our Golden Glovers. That's Gregor Carr out there.
Oh, okay. We know Gregor.
Yeah, he's out there, and he's the one who ran out there and flipped the ball to the fan, ran that country mile. Ron Pennington's in right field. Hi, Ron.
Yeah, a couple of veterans.
Breaking ball bounces into the dirt. Yeah, Ron's old school. I mean, he certainly knows how to handle his business down the right field line.
He's just waiting patiently. Got his ring on his right hand there. Now he's a big part of the success. 3-2 now. We all did it together.
Hot shot, Hill's on the move. That will head up against the bullpen gate. Aaron picking him up and putting him down. It's a double for Aaron Hill. That's his 10th double as a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
He continues to pound the baseball since he has come to the National League. Had a good little conversation with him this afternoon before he took batting practice. Fun guy to get to know, Aaron Hill.
He really is.
And the more you get to know him, the more you like him. And I think Diamondbacks fans, the more they watch him play baseball, the more they like him. He's been terrific. What an acquisition by Kevin Towers.
And now a runner in scoring position as Hill and McDonald came over in the Kelly Johnson deal. Justin Upton with a chance to add to the 87 RBIs he has already. He hit a broken bat home run last night. Fastball sinks. You can see how Morton earns his money. This was last night.
He's left with nothing but the handle. Homer. Homer.
The 1-0. Upton, high fly ball toward that gap again. Racing and running it down is Presley, and that is a fine play by the young left fielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Goodness. Took an RBI away, took extra bases away from Justin Upton.
Well, you have to play deep with Justin. He hit this ball with some fading spin on it. It was fading away. As you see the swing there, it was fading away, but he's got great speed, does Alex Presley. He runs it down nicely. Aaron Hill tags up and goes to third base. but a really nice play there to take away an RBI. Now Miguel Montero with a couple outs, he'll try to tie up the ball game.
That pitch sinks low and inside. Miguel Montero starting his 127th game of the season tonight. One and 0 the count. Pitch is inside. Check that. We included tonight in the research. So still 126. And so what does that all mean for Montero? He's played in 135 games overall. 126 starts. Damian Miller, second on the list in Diamondbacks history, catcher's game started. Second on the list in 01. You wonder where Montero is. Has he caught the most games for a catcher? He's 15 ahead. That's
already.
How steady he has been. I mean, this is again in the franchise's history.
Yeah, he's going to have a long, long career. And he'll have the 3-0 green light, I would imagine. This kind of looks like a pitch around. Yeah, it is.
Defensively, let's take a look at the Pittsburgh Pirates as Montero glad to take that walk. Take a look at the outfield. It's Presley, McCutchen, and Jones. Pedro Alvarez, Ronnie Cedeno, Neil Walker with Derek Lee. Ryan Doman behind the plate. Lexus sponsors it. There's that young man. Alex Presley made the great play with Andrew McCutchen in center and Garrett Jones in right field. All right, Paul Goldschmidt. 24 runs batted in 41 Major League games. And the curveball misses outside. 1-0 the count to Paul. He doubled last night. He was 1 of 3. In his last 3 games, he's 4 of 9. Walks are coming. There's a little bit of everything going on with his game right now offensively.
All of a sudden, Morton having trouble finding the strike zone. He's 2-0 with Chris Young on deck.
Charlie
all the way
with a high strike there. Morton last year had a really tough year. He only managed to make 17 starts based on health. He was 2-12.
Yikes.
With a 7.57. This year has been truly his coming out party with the 3.81. And he hopes there's more where that came from. He's 27.
Good take there from Goldschmidt. 3-1.
But you can see what he wants to do.
Yeah, he's trying to sink it. Yeah, he's trying to get you to swing at something just out of the zone, get you to tap it on the ground all day.
Last time out, pitched very well against the St. Louis Cardinals. No support though, and lost 3-2. Pops it foul. We remind you, anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase from 4 to 6 the following day. I'm guessing you're thinking he'd love another shot at that pitch.
Yeah, he got something right in his wheelhouse and he fouled it back. Let's see if he can get something else in that situation. Montero's going to be off of first base on the 3-2 count.
Here it comes to right field. Pretty well struck. Racing over to the line. With the dive! And the play. That's Garrett Jones. 2 unbelievable outfield plays taking away 2 runs from the Arizona Diamondbacks in this inning. Alex Presley early. Garrett Jones late. You can enroll now for the Fry's Diamondbacks Rewards program and earn points by buying participating items at Fry's. Kia Motors. Learn more. Visit phxkia.com. Moneyball, starring Brad Pitt in theaters, September 23rd.
You going to go see Moneyball?
I am.
Are you?
I am. Fabulous play to end the last inning by Garrett Jones. When they talk about Garrett, they're not talking a lot about his defense.
He landed hard on the right side of his body. Well, he took 2 RBIs from Goldschmidt.
I was going to say, you know, they talk about Jones. They don't always rave about his defense. You know who's raving about it right now?
Who's that?
Charlie Morton.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks he's a heck of a right fielder at this moment. Jones, if you'll remember, a couple of years back, really exploded onto the scene early after waiting for a while in the Minnesota Twins organization to get to the major leagues. Finally got his chance with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the homers came early and often for Jones. Just hasn't been able to establish another step forward, and injuries. You say injuries. I mean, that's the case for a lot of these Pirates. Right. He's played 74 times in right field. Also plays first base. The 1-2 to Garrett Jones. Goes out and gets that one. Lifts it into the left center field gap. Well, he'll go ahead and take one away from you. Not quite as difficult, but you know Eduardo Parra will get there. Nice play by the Diamondbacks left fielder.
Seen a lot of running catches here tonight from left fielders, right fielders. Corner outfielders busy.
Well, you're right, too. Presley and Walker had Upton and Young busy to start the ball game off. Neither one of those balls were caught. Now, where do you go with this young man, Pedro Alvarez? They've invested, obviously, finances, but time, and they planned on building around him at the corner. It's just been a tough year. Oh, my goodness. Maybe we know where you go. Take a ride on that, he says.
Woo!
You want a glimpse at the future, says Pedro Alvarez? I'll show you. 2-0. Just his 4th home run of the year, but the way he swung at that one, it was like it was his 20th.
Huge power. If we were in Pittsburgh, that'd be in the Allegheny River. Fastball middle. Fastball crushed by Alvarez. Oh, my goodness. Way out of here.
Cedeno back to the screen. Alvarez actually was sent down to AAA for some time. Hit 154 down there. He missed almost 2 months with a quad strain. Well, I think that answered your question. What keeps the Pirates coming back for more? It's the hope that that will be more prevalent. The
possibility of seeing that a lot more next year.
Cedeno waves at a changeup. 1-2 the count. Into the dirt it goes. 2-2 the count. Well, there have been 3 balls against Hudson, and he'll tell you as much, that have been hit really hard. Presley's, Walker's, and then Alvarez. All have been squared up.
All 3 left-handed hitters.
Off speed, fouled to the backstop. Well, let's take a peek at the numbers. Overall this year, he has actually held tight left-handers to a lower batting average than right-handers. A difference of about 16 points, as you can see. Slugging percentage is higher, righties and lefties. Fastball.
That was just some anger behind that fastball. He just blew Cedeno's doors off.
Pitcher number 50.
Bang.
Glad to have you
that?
on a gorgeous night. We've been waiting for this. The mornings are mild, aren't they, folks? In other cities, we would say, as Morton takes strike one, that the days are hot right now. We will tell you, I think the days are more than bearable. Just a little bit warm. When you're talking about an even 100 or 99, and then you have the rest of the evening for some cool weather. Roof open. Love it. This is when this ballpark is truly enjoyed, and it will be fabulous. Arizona hopes to have that same atmosphere outdoors in the postseason. Swing and a miss. Charlie Morton goes down. Alvarez, what a history he has had through 3 seasons at Vanderbilt, Horace Mann High School in New York. Will it turn out to be this in the major leagues? The Pirates sure hope so. Learn all about it. Section 111, it's an interactive, great game, and of course there's always a winner if you get chosen to play. Gila River Casinos Kachinko. Chris Young to lead it off. 2-0 is the score. The Pirates on top of the Diamondbacks. 20 home runs, 69 batted in for Young. Swing and a miss, sinking fastball there. From Charles Morton. Curveball is outside. Morton is from New Jersey. He'll grab the corner. High and outside, but on the corner. From Flemington, New Jersey. Drafted out of high school by the Braves in the 3rd round in 2002. That pitch dives low. 1-2 the count. Ouch. The first time the Diamondbacks saw Charlie Morton, he was a Brave. And it was back in 2008 in this ballpark. And he went 7 shutout innings. He and his Braves beat the Arizona Diamondbacks by a score of 6-4. 7 shutout. I bet you even remember that night when Charlie threw 7 shutouts.
He was with the Braves.
That's exactly right. Now, since then, when he moved to the Pirates, he has gone in 2 starts. There you see that ERA. Well, he's gone 2 starts, 8 total innings, 12 more runs.
Yikes.
So they've gotten him the other 2 times. But the first start, it was fabulous.
Ooh, boy, yeah, that was just a hanger right there. Chris Young thought it was high, but that's a hard one not to take a whack at. I mean, that's coming in what we used to call, that's coming in fence high right there. That's a belt high strike. That's a really good one to hit.
talk about that a lot, that hitters don't like it if they don't swing at it. Obviously, if they swing at it, they usually hit it, as you said. But it just looks ugly. Pitcher doesn't mean to throw it there. He threw 2 pitches to Young that were up like that on breaking balls. Now here's that guy again. We talked about him coming on the air, Ryan Roberts. Deserving mention offensively, certainly is a big surprise. What he has done has played a little bit of second, but mainly at third base. In the games he has been out there, amongst some other guys that we threw up there with some pretty good power numbers, that was one of the key categories, and good enough defense. He's holding his own. Swing and a miss, 2-1 the count.
Got a little out of his character there. Morton got him to do exactly what he wanted, swing something down out of the zone.
And take this for what it's worth, but it's just where Ryan stacks up, where he is respectable for a guy, as you said, that wasn't even supposed to be on the team. Inside. Jeff Blum has played the last couple of days at third base, and he will be on the roster in October should the Diamondbacks go ahead and take that magic number to 0. The 3-1. I'm guessing, though, Ryan Roberts, just a guess, just a hunch, after watching this team play almost every day, that he'll start most every game if there is a postseason, should they make it. Blum's a weapon off the bench. But then again, we never guess with Kirk Gibson.
That's exactly right. I think whoever finishes the strongest, gonna, just at about any position, is going to get the starts.
That Kirk Gibson.
It's always a good guessing game. Who's going to be in the lineup? He usually puts out the correct one, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's the key. Hard hit ball, diving play. Alvarez on a cross. That is 3 really good plays the Pirates have thrown on these Arizona Diamondbacks.
That is a terrific play by Alvarez. Golly. Diving down the line to the backhand and then throwing a rocket across the diamond to easily get Roberts. Oh, what a great play. These Pirates have come to play tonight.
They lead it 2-0. That's a difference in last night's game. There was some solid pitching early on in last night's game on the Pirates side. And the work that was done by Jeff Karstens, but the offense wasn't there because of Ian Kennedy. You keep watching Vanover call balls and strikes, I think, for some hitters, too. He's just very deliberate in the manner of delivering the strike call. So I think when a guy agrees with a call, they disagree even more. It takes a minute to hear what it is. Barr back near the bottom of the lineup as he waves at that one, pops it into the seats. Back down at that 8 spot, batted leadoff last night, was 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. Breaking ball fouls it off. Every time a Diamondback player hits a homer, it's a very good thing, because Fulton Homes will donate $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Swing and a miss, and down goes Gerardo Parra. Boy, the Pirates flashing the leather tonight. They lead the Diamondbacks 2-0. baseball. Also, October the 4th, the Arizona Fall League kicks off 2 decades, right?
Absolutely.
Steve Cobb joins us. Thanks for joining us, director of the Arizona Fall League. And I know these are exciting times. He's always at stuff. Gracie's looking to sneak in there. It's always exciting for you because you start to get the rosters now. Look, I showed Mark the list. We talked about it earlier of all the former major leaguers that have come here through the Fall League. And I know you guys are excited to kick it off here in, well, just about a week.
Well, it's 2 weeks from tonight. We'll get underway, and we're very, very excited about hosting a team at Salt River Fields, and the Diamondback players will be there along with the Rockies players.
6-league team, top prospects. It's every organization represented. And explain to our new fans of the Fall League, organizations pull together and they share, correct?
We put 5 major league organizations together to form one roster, and basically in a game you'll see players from 10 different organizations. So that's why the scouts love it. That's why the fans love it, because you can see the next wave of major league players.
1-1 the count. Presley with a high fly into shallow center.
Now, put me in the fan seat. If I'm a fan, you know what? Daughter, son, it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Wife, how do I go about going to see a Fall League? How much does it cost? Tell us a little bit about where would I go? Some spots around the valley that I could go to that are close by.
Well, we play at 6 different spring training sites. We play at Surprise Stadium, Peoria Stadium.
You can talk.
Okay. Phoenix Muni.
We'd rather trust me. They want to hear from you, not me and Darren.
Phoenix Muni, Scottsdale Stadium, Salt River Fields, as I said, and Mesa Hohokam. Our tickets are very family friendly. They're $7 for adults, $6 for kids and senior citizens. Essentially, you can buy a ticket an hour before game time. We play at 12:35 and 6:35 daily.
And the season goes through how long?
Well, we begin October 4th, and we'll conclude with our championship series on November 19th, which is a Saturday.
And you can, of course, find out more MLBfallball.com to visit. Good question, Gracie. And my question for you is, this year, again, we're seeing some of the big names besides Diamondbacks. Mike Trout from the Angels organization. Bryce Harper is going to be part of things. Again, you have an elite core of young players, correct?
Absolutely. And this will be the first time we make this announcement, but today we received confirmation that Garrett Cole, the first player picked in the 2011 first-year draft, will be a member of the Mesa Solar Sox. So
the Pirates, right?
With the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he will be the 3rd consecutive player. The first was Steven Strasburg in 2009, and then Bryce Harper last year, and now Garrett Cole, the first player picked in each of the drafts.
Congratulations.
So, that makes us feel great as a league because the organizations are entrusting us with their very best major league prospects.
And the numbers are eye-popping. The amount of players that have left the league and gone on not only to make it to the big leagues, let alone be all-stars, correct?
Well, we had 41 former players make the Major League All-Star game, participate in the Major League All-Star game this past year. 41, and we've had over 1,900 players go to the Major League. So it's about 75 to 100 a year. So it's a really good look if you come out to a Fall League game of seeing players that will, in fact, be in the major leagues the following year.
Well, that's a much higher number than I anticipated. Good for you.
It really is.
You should be very proud of that.
Well, like I said, I'm grateful that the organizations think enough of the league to actually send their best players here.
We are joined by Steve Cobb, the director of the Arizona Fall League. And, of course, if you're thinking Diamondbacks, folks, Stephen Drew played in the Fall League, Chris Young, Cole Mentor, correct?
Absolutely. Josh Cole Mentor was actually the starting pitcher in the championship game last year for the Scottsdale Scorpions.
Ryan Roberts has that one, eat him up. And in between bounce, so Roberts, ball off the bat of Andrew McCutchen, he is on.
Well, you talk about getting eaten up by a ground ball. Watch Ryan Roberts. He gets indecisive. Oh, he backs up, and now it just eats him alive. Takes it right in the breadbasket. And that'll be an error.
So October the 4th, the Fall League starts in earnest. And again, all around the valley, I think that's what's exciting for our viewers. We have folks on the west side. We have folks down south. We have folks up north. And you managed to spread all about town a chance to see the best players in baseball.
We like to say that, that you'll see the very best players, up-and-coming players at a ballpark near you.
Nice.
So we're all over the valley, and it's just a fun evening for your families.
0-1 the count on Derek Lee. Right back through the middle. Great attempt there by Bloomquist, but it's a base hit. Got it right off the end of the bat, it looked like. As that one goes into center field.
Now it's time for Daniel Hudson to have to pitch around that area. He's trying to get that elusive 4th out of this inning. An error by Roberts. That leads to a base hit by Derek Lee. And now Ryan Domit. An opportunity for the Pittsburgh Pirates to score again. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second. They're looking to add on here in the third.
Montero will set things up. Steve, I think you might have already touched on this, but there's at least one night game, day games, and then at least one night game on each day, correct?
Most of the cases we'll play 2-day games and then one night game for scouting purposes for the Major League Scouts.
Sure.
And I think that's great for not only the scouts, but the fans. I mean, for the folks that are working the day shifts and the daytime, get a chance to, as Gracie was asking, take someone out. You can take your family out on a weeknight and go.
Absolutely. The majority of our night games will be played either at Scottsdale Stadium or Salt River Fields. There's a few night games at Peoria Stadium, but by and large, Salt River Fields and Scottsdale Stadium.
And it's the same situation that you guys had Don Mattingly managing in your league last year, right?
Absolutely, yes. That was, an interesting situation to have a manager kind of named to the Major League organization, but knowing that he's going to manage the following year.
Mr. Cobb, thank you very much. Best of luck with the Arizona Fall League.
Best of luck, brother.
It gets underway in earnest in 2 weeks. Find a ballpark near you. Visit MLBfallball.com. To walks, strikeouts, all that went on to it. And oh, by the way, he took a little shaving cream in the face there.
What's going on with that?
After the ball game from the unofficial team captain. That's how good he was, by the way. What Diamondback pitcher to reach that mark? Schilling, Johnson, Webb, the others. That one is a strike. So the kind of the, with quotes around it, the pie in the face.
I guess that's kind of the thing anymore. Anytime somebody does something really good or really special, you get a pie in the face, like a shaving cream pie. It's not like a coconut cream or a French silk or anything like that. It's a shaving cream pie. Can't taste very good.
No. 1-1 the count. Hudson can hit. We all know that. By the way, Ian Kennedy picking up win number 20. striking out 12. The only other big league pitcher since 1900 to have 10 or more strikeouts and give up no more than 1 hit on his 20th win. Swing and a miss. Warren Spahn, who did it back in 1960. He struck out 15. He threw a no-hitter.
You want a little food for thought, Darren Sutton? Folks at home?
Yes.
Roy Halladay lost last night.
Ooh.
Cliff Lee lost today. Just saying.
The discussion's heating up, and right now,
just saying,
Lincecum and Kershaw are battling, mainly Kershaw.
Kershaw's throwing tonight. Makes you wonder, after probably the best outing of his career last night in a big game down the stretch, he may have moved into second place. And on some ballots, maybe even first place, depending on how the season finishes out. Just food for thought.
Very good food for thought.
Little fodder.
The 3-2. Bouncing ball, Alvarez. Speaking of food for thought, how about shaving cream for thought? How about the manager's reaction to kind of the, the towel in the face with the shaving cream? What does Kirk Gibson think?
I got a pie in the face one time on the Nike. I was a rookie on the Nike trip in like 1985, I'm going to say. And I chased the guy down and got his so I don't really like it. It was Ronce.
Cameron Ronce.
I like it. Get him, Ian.
So it would be like if Ian went in the tunnel there and just hit JJ.
And just beat the stew out of JJ Putz. I don't know if I want to mess with the big fella too much, so JJ. That you might have to pack a sack lunch or two.
He was not really into hazing and pranks.
He seems like he was into fighting.
That pitch is inside. 2-0 the count.
Let's see, what was it that he said?
What if he was
Jack Billingham?
Yes.
What
tried to make him wear a rookie costume or a rookie outfit.
Are you sure that's what it was?
Some sort of hazing. Let's put it that way. There was some sort of hazing. I mean, we know what he did with Jesse Orozco with the eye black in the hat. I think he chased him from where he was in Vero Beach like to Miami, trying to catch him.
It led to fisticuffs. So, Gibby liked to play, and he liked to fight.
The 2-1. Popped up into right center field. And that one is put away. You know, we were telling you that story about Jack Billingham, folks, and we shared it with you on the air about Billingham, whatever the hazing was, tried to do it to Kirk Gibson, and Gibson didn't much like it, and there was some physical altercation.
It was a fight.
We compared it to, it would be as if Colin Cowgill, who had to dress in the rookie outfit when they dressed up on this recent trip, just went up and just popped JJ.
Just punched him right in the nose.
Well, there's another part to that story I'd love to share with you.
Uh-oh. What do you got?
As Aaron Hill digs in.
Sounds like Darren's going to...
No, it seems that there's it doesn't matter who it is, a friend or a member of JJ's family who heard kind of the tail end of that we were giving as an example last week and literally called JJ and thought that Colin Cowgill had hit him in the face.
Oh. Well, no, that didn't happen. Because Colin Cowgill's got to understand, as a rookie and maybe a couple months in the big leagues, if you punch one of the best closers in the game right in the face, you're probably going to get released. And I'm sure Colin likes his career and loves being in the big leagues, so you should probably just leave JJ alone.
Just a straight fictitious example. And the phone call came in, and JJ puts in his cell phone, concerned that there was some shenanigans, some fisticuffs going on with the red-hot, all-get-along Arizona Diamondbacks. So JJ came and spoke with me. That pitch is, did you guys say that I got in a fight with Colin Cowgill? I'm thinking to myself, oh, I remember. It was an example we gave.
Oh. Well, it sounds like Kirk Gibson got in a lot of fights.
3-1 the count.
And I don't doubt him one bit.
I
wouldn't want that guy mad at me.
No, sir.
Second time Aaron Hill's been on. He doubled and was left stranded in the first inning. Now he's on with 2 outs in front of Justin Upton.
Here's Justin. Swing and a miss at a slider up in the zone. He came out of his shoes with that one. Outside, sweeping breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
Hasn't thrown a whole lot of good breaking balls tonight, Morton.
He just wants to give the guys a look at it, it feels like.
He's either missed badly with them or he's kind of hung them up in the zone.
Outside again.
There's another one.
No, you're exactly right.
He's not been getting any swings at him. They're all being recognized and taken out of the zone. And what that does, it puts these Diamondbacks in fastball counts.
So will Upton see a fastball here? Sinker, he does. It's a strike, 2-2.
He didn't like it.
Well, my goodness, that dropped almost like a split-fingered fastball, that sinker.
I think Justin thought it was inside. It's like he just ate a bad peanut.
Mm-hmm. Got away. There's another one up. A bad breaking ball up in the zone. Yeah, that's the first thing earlier that came into my mind, the peanut comparison. 2-2. There's a pretty good one. Good enough. That's strike 3. Upton fires that bat, launches the helmet into the air, and the crowd rains down boos.
Diamondbacks online shop at dbacks.com. Browse the largest selection: caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. DBacks.com shop is easy to navigate and open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get your gear straight from the source, the DBacks.com shop.
Well, that was a good read, allowing us to get set for the postseason, get all the gear that we need as fans. Thank you, Gracie. Garrett Jones leads it off. Jones followed by Pedro Alvarez and Ronnie Cedeno. Daniel Hudson with a fastball. Now making a changeup that stays away. 0-1 to count. Well, the Dodgers are doing some damage.
Jerry Sands has just homered off of Tim Lincecum.
It's that score 2-0 now. 2-0. Dodgers on top of the Giants. Inside, Jones has to hop out of the way. There's that number.
Boy, you hate to root for the Dodgers, but I guess you have to.
You do. I'm sorry, but you do.
I do?
Yes, you do.
I can't root for like a 30-inning tie?
Oh, no, not a tie.
Okay.
You can root for a 30-inning Dodgers win.
There you go. Yep, gonna have to.
And I'm going to tell you, here's how you have to say it. You have to say, I mean, in true rooting fashion, I hope the Dodgers win tonight. The 1-2. Into center field, very shallow. Going back is Willie, too. It's in there. Just a Texas leaguer behind Bloomquist in front of Young. Garrett Jones, he is on. Already made a great play, saving 2 runs earlier if you missed it.
Gets it right where he wants it. A fastball in. Jones just strong enough to get it out there past Bloomquist and Hill and in front of Chris Young. And these Pirates have been pesky tonight. They've had base runners everywhere. Plated a couple of them. 5 hits already here through 3 innings.
Pedro Alvarez takes a pitch that's a high strike, a changeup that stayed up above the belt. 0-1. And you talk about the hope for Alvarez. Here's a young man that in his first pro season in 2009 jumped right from A to AA and combined to hit 27 home runs that first year. Last year he had 29 between AAA and the big leagues.
That's why you just can't give up on guys like this. You know it's there. I mean, it's there. And we saw it in the second inning, didn't we? Oh, goodness gracious. First pitch fastball, and boy, he killed it. Ow!
The 0-2. He went right after him with a fastball down and away. He just protected. Pedro, Horace Mann High School in New York, and he was the National Player of the Year his senior year. Went and played at Vanderbilt, played very, very well. He was a 14th round draft pick out of high school by the Red Sox. Well, he has hit homers his entire life at Vanderbilt. He had 49 homers in 3 years. And they're going to give him a few more chances. What do you say?
No, I think you have to. And if you don't, somebody's going to gobble him up and he's going to come back to haunt you.
Swing and a miss.
That'll do it.
Showed him a couple of changeups to start and then 2 fastballs to dispose of Pedro Alvarez. Good pitch.
Well, when a guy homers off of you, go ahead and strike him out the next time. Make you feel a little better about things.
And now Ronnie Cedeno. Cedeno started his career high expectations, the hopes of being an everyday player. Did for some time, then played himself more into a reserve role, and then has come back this year in Pittsburgh where they've tried him every day. One and 0 the count to Ronnie Cedeno. Same two teams wrap up this series, but they do it tomorrow afternoon. Make plans to be out here. First pitch at 12:40, so get on out here midday. Wade Miley, Ross Oldendorf. Bouncing ball, foul ball off the bat of Cedeno. And again, tomorrow's game not on television. It will not be on television, so make plans to be here. One and one the count.
Wade Miley will be $100 lighter.
Well, he'll be better off for it, though. The 1-1. Long run. Just protecting, wasn't he?
Very good fastball there. And just beat him.
Got his hands full enjoying the ball game. That's the only way.
Can't tell those are brothers, can you?
The 1-2. Outside. 2-2 the count. The one thing Cedeno has given the Pirates this year, though, is defense. He has played a very solid shortstop. And you would put him among the upper third of National League defensive shortstops. The offense isn't what he had hoped for. Clint Hurdle. The 2-2. Well, it's fun to hear some airplanes go by heading over into Sky Harbor. That means the roof must be open.
Exactly. And rightfully so. We had an awfully hot summer.
One of the hottest Augusts on record, huh? 2-2 the count.
But the evenings are so pleasant now.
The 2-2. Line drive. Young will track it, and Chris will run it down. Nice play by the Diamondbacks center fielder.
That saved a run there. Beautiful play by Chris Young. Had him played just right. Then had to show that athleticism. Running it down and reaching at the very end to make a big time play. This ball's scalded. Chris Young on his horse, and he makes a good play and a run saving play.
We saw Parra make a nice play earlier off the bat of Garrett Jones. Line drive, base hit, right center field. That's the pitcher, Charlie Morton. He was 2 of 48.
Wow.
When he turned that one around. 2 of 48.
That ball was ripped.
That gets opportunity for Presley.
And I was going to say, he probably doesn't know his first base coach very well at all. Well, he hit that one like he knew what he was doing.
Remember last night, the only hit Ian Kennedy gave up was to Jeff Karstens, the pitcher.
Exactly right.
The only hit.
087 hitting Jeff Karstens.
And I thought Joe Borowski asked a fabulous question in the postgame show that hadn't even crossed my mind. If, in fact, that hit, when you would expect a pitcher not to get a hit, hadn't been there, is Ian Kennedy going back out to take a shot at that no-hitter?
I don't have the guts to pull a guy after 8 no-hit innings. You?
No. But again, I sat behind a microphone for about a 150 pitch no-hitter last year. Is that what it was about?
You and Gonzo both.
That's right. You're on vacation.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't on vacation.
Italian cruise.
Well, wouldn't that be nice?
1-1 to count. Topper off the plate. Won't be easy. Willie will play it with a flip. And with the pitcher running, that's the only thing.
Smart veteran play there by Bloomquist.
He knew the pitcher was headed to second. That was his only shot in and out. All right, Sunday, Paul Goldschmidt goes to a part of the ballpark a right-hander's not supposed to go. And then yesterday you have a man break his back. I mean, just snap it off. Only thing that's left is the handle. He homers. Just brute, raw, pure strength. So our key and text poll, who would win in an arm wrestling match?
Oh, man.
Between Paul Goldschmidt and Justin Upton. A for Paul and B for Justin. Now the players are watching, so consider as you vote.
Yeah.
36929, A or B.
Oh, that's a tough one. Take them right up to Petaluma, California, and have the arm wrestling championship. That's where they have them.
Wow. A great movie from the 80s, Over the Top.
Oh, Over the Top. Remember, that was the arm wrestling movie.
Man, was that.
That was spine-tingling.
0-1 the count.
I actually do remember that movie.
Montero fouls it back.
Over the Top. There it is. Sly. Very good movie.
An award-winning film.
Some fight for money, some fight for glory. He's fighting for his son's love. Now that's a big league movie. Tell you what, speaking of big league movies, you know it's a big league movie? You ever seen The Crow?
Montero into right center field. That one is down. He's picking him up. He's putting him down. He stops right there. Miguel Montero. You just picked up a single, but we want you to weigh in on our light subject. Who would win in an arm wrestling match, Miguel?
I like that.
Wow, that's going to be a tough one. Because I would say goalie's he's bigger, he's strong. But just the way that J-Up is built, man, he's just strong all the way. You know, you shake his hand and you just feel like he's going to break your fingers, your hand, you know, and it's just like, it's going to be a tough one, but I'll go with Upton, man.
Sam, what do you think? Who would be your pick? My pick would be Goldschmidt. And I first of all, because he's a first baseman. I got to go with the first baseman. The second, he's got shorter arms than Justin's a little more wiry. I think you got to be a little more shorter armed and a little more compact armed. Get that technique down. Arm wrestling's mostly technique, isn't it?
1-1 to count. I think so.
All those times you spent
arm wrestling? Out there in the bullpen. I clearly vote for Justin Upton.
All right. I got to take up for the first baseman. I got you, Goldie.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, dear.
Gracie going nicknames. 1-2 the count.
One dog. Big hurt.
Goldschmidt line to right field back in the first inning. It's $100.
Well, I'm racking up fines.
The 1-2. Outside. 2-2 the count to Paul Goldschmidt. It's a fun question, though. You know, you think about it. We've just enjoyed watching these guys this year. We watched Paul Goldschmidt from afar. We read about him before he arrived on the scene. Remember, in 2007, we read about Justin Upton before he arrived on the scene. 2-2 the count. High fly ball, well struck right field. Did he get it? Just missed it.
Well, he needs to quit hitting the ball to Garrett Jones. Garrett Jones running down all his extra base hit bids.
So one away on a well-struck baseball. Brad, you were down there doing all this research. Guys were, locking arms and going after it. How'd you find all this inside stuff out?
Well, did a little straw poll, and it was kind of amazed how many of those players remembered that movie Over the Top. That was not a blockbuster, if you will, but basically the guys were kind of split down the middle. But I would have to go with Justin Upton. He is a bulldog, and we've seen him get drilled by pitches so many times this year. I think he's tough, and I think that he would prevail.
All right, into the dirt it goes. We'll hear from some of the other teammates.
It's one of our best text polls of the year.
I think it is.
I like it.
1-0 the count on Chris Young. The Diamondbacks trail at 2-0. with the Dodgers leading San Francisco 2-0 in the third inning at Dodger Stadium. Hot shot, base hit, left field, Young. We know how much Chris can earn himself a chance to go to first with a walk. He likes doing this. This is what he really likes doing.
Absolutely, you called it right. Hot shot, bang. He just goes right down and just nails it right through the hole between short and third. And the Diamondbacks got a little something going here in their half of the fourth with one out, first and second. Now Ryan Roberts, who was robbed by Pedro Alvarez at third base his first time up. An opportunity to get a little momentum. It's been all Charlie Morton tonight.
Yeah, it has been all Charlie Morton, and Morton does a really good job when the chips are down in these situations. Opponents hit nearly 300 against Morton. They do so when the bases are empty, but with runners in scoring position, 235. Breaking ball. And it's a strike, 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count. 4 of his last 24 has him talking to himself right now. CenturyLink high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Parr waits on deck. Outside, kicks away.
Oh, that's a big break there for the Diamondbacks. A huge break.
I mean, you've got a man made to throw ground balls, and then that happens.
He's throwing a lot of breaking balls just like this tonight. You don't get the swing and miss. Domek can't corral it. And now you can get a run closer just by putting the ball in play. Just a little ground ball to the shortstop. Gets you a run closer. And then base hit, on the other hand, will tie up the ball game. Great speed at second base, and Chris Young.
One, two, just got a piece of it hung on to by Domek.
A huge strikeout there for Charlie Morton. Not really much of a strikeout guy per se, but Roberts cannot make contact. And I would imagine Gerardo Parra probably going to get an intentional pass after the strikeout. So no contact means no run. And that's when those strikeouts are just so painful. Yeah, they're going to give a free pass to Gerardo Parra and take their chances with Daniel Hudson.
Who can hit a little bit now. I mean, you understand this move. It's the right move. But Hudson has helped himself better than any pitcher in the National League, and that needs to be remembered right now. I mean, Daniel is a pitcher with 14 RBIs on the season. And we have seen him channel frustration in games into at-bats. See if he can do it here.
All right. When you want something done, what do you have to do, Darren?
Do it yourself.
There you go.
And he's done that a lot this year.
Sure has.
There's no one better. He's got a chance to clean him. He can drive extra bases, too. He's got 3 doubles. He's got a homer as well. And that's almost silly right there. 6 of 8 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
Well, here we go. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Chopper right around the bag at second, onto the bag, and in time for the out. As the Diamondbacks trail it by a score of 2-0. Which three active Major League Baseball pitchers have the most 20-win seasons? They've got to be active, and they've got to have a bunch of 20-win seasons. Very good question.
Can we guess this one?
Well, you're allowed to do whatever you want. It's your show.
Well, it's not my show. It's everybody's show.
Okay.
I'm going to guess CC Sabathia. Nope, I'm not guessing anymore.
All right, then. Neil Walker leads it off. Andrew McCutchen. And he will be followed up by Derek Lee. Hudson trying to keep it right where it's at. The offense in the first inning, Walker doubled in Presley. Both had doubled back-to-back to open up the ball game. And then Pedro Alvarez hit a jaw-dropping homer to deep right field 1 inning after that. Daniel has had to work. He has not had a clean inning on the evening. As we start things off in the fifth, Walker with power for a second baseman. How about 81 RBIs for the second baseman? Pretty well kept secret when you talk about what he's able to do offensively.
He's had a very good year, a rock solid year, a young guy, a local kid as far as Pittsburgh's concerned. One of the guys they're trying to build a foundation around. There is some big-time talent in the Pittsburgh organization. And they're all starting to get here at about the same time, Darren. Just for the city of Pittsburgh's sake, you just hope they start competing better. They're competing better this year. Is that one sky to left? Is there room for Geraldo Parra?
Oh, you bet there is. Boy, does he cover some ground, folks. A golden play there by Parra.
Center fielder Andrew McCutchen.
That ball had a lot of carry to it. And you're right, he does cover a lot of ground. And once he gets there, he'll snare it with the best of them. You're calling Gold Glove for Geraldo Parra, huh?
I am.
Really?
I am.
Until they have they changed the rule yet that like
each position needs to be represented? No, they haven't.
So 3 center fielders can get the Gold Glove, which I don't like. They're going to get more chances. They're going to get more opportunities.
A little bit more of the sizzle if you're a center fielder.
Yeah, of course.
You know. But I think he's deserving. We talked about some of the other good left fielders. Brett Gardner in New York in the American Leagues, one of the best. Parra's right there with him. So he has had a great year and is deserving consideration. The entire outfield covers a lot of ground. Just a really rangy bunch out there. Pitchers like that. There's no denying it. One and two the count. Outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and two the count.
Boy, how did he lay off that good changeup? He did. 3 and 2.
Well, he'd love a clean inning here. 77 pitches, so it's not out of control. The 3-2. He took another one.
After 0 and 2, Hudson lost him, and he is fit to be tied with himself.
Daniel seeking his 17th win of the year tonight. As he works here in the 5th inning, he's looking to complete his 215th inning. Remember, Daniel was a rare player a few years back in 2009, and in that season with the White Sox, he pitched in low A ball, high A ball, double A, triple A, and the major leagues in one season.
Pretty amazing, and he excelled at every level.
Still 24. It doesn't feel that way anymore, does it? I mean, he just doesn't feel 24.
He's done a lot of growing up, exactly. He pitches like a veteran. He's going to need to here because he's facing a veteran of over 1,000 RBIs in Derek Lee.
Yeah, he's keeping an eye on McCutchen, who has 22 stolen bases. Half the base runners that have attempted with Hudson on the mound to steal a base have been thrown out. Half. Big guy, stands about 6'6", Hudson. Pretty good athlete for his size, wouldn't you say?
I would say.
Pitched collegiately at Old Dominion. That one sails high. 1-0 the count.
Daniel all of a sudden having a little trouble finding the strike zone. He's going to back off. And Charlie Nagy probably keeping a close eye on him. Sometimes Daniel can get very upset out on the mound. And then he'll start to lose it a little bit. And right now, I think an angry Daniel Hudson right now is starting to, well, and he even admittedly so says sometimes it's to his detriment that he gets disgusted with things out there.
Swing and a miss.
Change up there. Beauty.
Boy, Kirk Gibson was heaping the praise on Charles Nagy before the game today, only because he was asked by members of the media, simply saying, look at the results. Look at the improvement. He talked about a lot of things that Nagy does behind the scenes that we'll never see. And that includes Gracie and I. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. Fans certainly never see it. Inside, 3-1 the count. And this is his first ever season as a pitching coach in the major leagues. He's coached in the minor leagues. What do you think, a visit if he loses him here?
Oh, no question. Looking for a double play ball here. Looking for a 6-4-3 ground ball. Let's see if he gets it. He took a strike right down Broadway.
He's rolled up 15 double plays this year. Bunching the bag a bit. That leaves some space on each side of shortstop and second base. Runner goes, trying to stay out of that double play. A 3-2 changeup there. Glenn Hurdle's first baseman was throwing a 3-2 changeup last time out, and he got it. He struck him out with it. That was back in the first inning.
Another changeup, another foul ball. McCutchen getting his wind sprints in.
Ryan Doman waits on deck. Runner goes again. Fastball outside, ball four. Ball four, pitch was outside.
So back-to-back walks. I would imagine that's going to get a visit from Charles Nagy. Barehanding the ball from Aaron Hill is Daniel Hudson. You can just see he is seething right now on the mound.
You can feel it coming, couldn't you, Gracie? You wished it wouldn't have happened.
Well, you can just kind of tell. Daniel's pretty easy to read with his body language. You can tell when he's mad. And right now he is mad. And then Charlie Nagy, a guy that I don't think Charlie has ever raised his voice. Has he ever raised his voice, Charlie Nagy?
I'm sure he has somewhere, but not where we've heard it.
He's just a calming influence that a guy like Daniel Hudson, I think, really needs. And he's certainly helped Daniel be, right now, a 16-game winner. Some guys need to be challenged. Some guys need to be talked down a little bit. Right now, when Daniel Hudson gets mad, it's Charlie Nagy's job to go out there and calm him down a little bit and see if he can get him refocused.
Bouncing ball, fastball with some good sink on it. A little bit more on Charles Nagy. Let's bring Brad in. What do you have, Brad?
Well, to further your topic with Kirk Gibson, he said there was a little concern because Charles had no major league experience as a pitching coach, but he said he's such a tremendous competitor as a player, and he's done such a great job communicating that he knew he'd be a star. And as you mentioned, over the last little while, his talks to pitchers when they're struggling on the mound have really, really paid off.
Impactful. The 0-1 changeup is low. Thank you, Brad. 1-1 the count. Kirk Gibson's the manager. He's the final say, but you talk about the work that Gibson does. He leans on Nagy to help him make decisions. The 1-1. Change up outside, 2-1. Doman has flied to center field twice. Micah Owings, the long man, 1 of 2 down there. Hot shot, pass Goldschmidt into right field. Up against the wall, 1 run is in. Big Derek Lee, they will stop him. And so we saw a ball earlier, eat up Ryan Roberts. That one stuck right by Paul Goldschmidt. So there are runners on second and third, 3-0.
Well, just a bolt on a fastball middle in. Doman just smokes it right past Paul Goldschmidt. And now it's decision time. Here you needing a strikeout. Alvarez is on deck. You can possibly pitch around Garrett Jones and try to get a double play ball, but right now, tough sledding here for Daniel Hudson.
Fastball in. 1-0 the count. Garrett Jones, he singled the Texas leaguer back in the 4th inning. He also lined to left in the 2nd. One and one. Hudson now pitching to stay in this game.
Oh, no question. Michael Owings he's pretty much ready. Got to find a way to keep it at 3 runs. 4 might be asking too much.
Well, what a pitch. Goodness.
Big time pitch. He just hurt Jones's feelings with that fastball in.
Huge second out. Huh.
I mean, he just right on the thumbs of Jones, and even with the roof open, ball's not carrying to third base.
It was carrying when Alvarez was hitting back a couple of innings ago.
Oh, yeah.
Pedro homered back in the 2nd inning with 1 out. Picked on a fastball.
You have wiggle room here as well. He wanted it inside, didn't get it. He's got a base open. Ronnie Cedeno on deck. Boy, what a big-time pitch he threw to Garrett Jones to keep his team in the ball game.
The game feels totally different if he gets out of it.
Good change-up, strike 1.
Pitching to stay in the game and keep it a game at some level.
Absolutely. 3 runs is doable. You give up 4 or 5, you're going to have to come out of the game, and then that's a lot to ask.
He'll work out of the windup with runners on. Fastball inside. 2-1 the count. Pitches in this situation where guys cannot actually steal have an option. You can work out of the windup or work out of the stretch, whichever's most comfortable. Hudson with the full windup. In. 3-1 the count. Remember, in the back of Hudson's mind, too, is the 400-plus foot home run he gave up to this young man. They're going to put him on now. They're going to go ahead and put him on. All right. As you said, they had choices, and they essentially pitched around it.
Shortstop, Ronnie Cedeno.
"30 pitches in the inning for Hudson." You could hear Kirk Gibson mention Justin Upton's name. You see Upton move up. That's the side of the field he uses. Slider outside.
Haven't seen many sliders tonight, have we?
No, we certainly haven't. You can see they've swung around. Upton has come in about 4 or 5 steps. Gibson knows this is a guy who could poke one into right.
Good fastball there, strike one, 94 miles an hour. Still plenty in the tank of Daniel Hudson. That was pitch number 100. Through 4 2/3. Pitching for his life right here. He missed outside.
Joe Patterson warming. Outside, a changeup, a 2-1 changeup, and he missed with it.
Well, now you just have no choice. You've got to aim down the middle, try to hit Miguel Montero right in his chest protector, and hope Ronnie Cedeno hits it at somebody.
Popped up, he did. He popped it up to the right side. That one is put away, and it's only 3-0. As ugly as that was. Walt and Bartolo Colon. Very good question.
Very good.
3-0 is the score. Well, let's see if Arizona can feel like they dodged a bullet. They certainly took a nick because they gave up a run, but it feels like it should be much deeper than 3-0.
Well, you got to do. Doesn't matter how many other team scores. If you don't score, Diamondbacks got to find a rally, find a couple of big hits in a row.
Our Nissan key to the game is the Late Show.
Oh, good. Jay Leno.
The 1-0.
I'm sorry, David Letterman is the Late Show, not Jay Leno. All right, that's a good one, Darren.
Thank you, Gracie. 2-0 the count.
Rockefeller Center there.
The 2-0. I'm told the key to the game, brought to you by the production truck, ties into the fact that this club is much better about when the late show comes on. The third time through the order.
Okay. Okay. Kind of like now.
2-1 the count. 3-1. Check that. Like right about now, the third time through. And they've done it all year long. They are a come-from-behind team. We have become accustomed to seeing that. They're comfortable doing it.
You don't want to get too comfortable doing it, though.
Nope. It's a fair ball. Setting. Firing. Boy, what an arm.
He's got a good arm. They got Willie Bloomquist to chase ball 4 and just tap it to third base. So Charlie Morton picking up right where Jeff Carson's, his teammate, left off last night. Just going through these Diamondbacks with pretty much ease tonight.
The Arizona comeback show has been a regular occurrence. They have come from behind 45 times to win. That leads to majors. And it's tied for the most in club history. The 1999 club came from behind 45 times. You're right, though. Doing it has gotten them there. Somebody's frustrated in there. Willie Bloomquist, I'm guessing. The 1-1. Quick visual for you folks so that lights and pieces of furniture don't get broken. There is a tire attached to the wall down there in the walkway.
Oh, is that what that is?
A tire. Now, I'm guessing that's not to represent any sort of automotive endorsements. That's the beat on.
There was a big old heavy bag back there when I played. Used to take a pretty good beating.
Did it?
Oh, sure.
The 1-2.
Oh, that one got him, and boy, did it ever get him right in the elbow, it looks like.
It was a fastball.
Aaron Hill going to take a painful trip down to first base. And that's going to open the door to a Donnybrook here sometime soon. Fastball runs in. Yeah, right on the elbow there. Yep.
That's that sinker. That one stayed up and ran too far in. Here's Justin Upton.
Let's see if Justin can make Charlie Morton pay for hitting his old buddy, Aaron Hill. Guy that's on for the third time tonight, Aaron Hill. He's singled, walked, and been hit.
Bouncing ball raging. Alvarez leaves his feet again. With a throw. What a play by the Pirates. Wow.
Boy, are they throwing some leather at the Diamondbacks tonight. Alvarez, a highlight film tonight, along with a couple other outfielders. That is a great play on both ends. Alvarez and Derek Lee picking it on the other end. Full-on dive. And then a bullet, a great pickup on the other end by Derek Lee. Well, that's just great stuff. Great stuff.
That's twice, too. Upton has had a ball that he really thought he had for a base hit taken away. As that one is in. Remember, early in the ball game, Alex Presley ranged into the gap in left center field and took extra bases away. Garrett Jones dove and made a play to end that inning that saved 2 runs. One and 0 the count. In with the breaking ball.
Wouldn't shock me at all if they pitch carefully to Montero again here and take their chances with the young rookie Paul Goldschmidt. 2-0 the count.
Goldschmidt waits. Upton still stews in that dugout. Montero, high drive into right center field. The ballpark holds it. Big old gap out there. And another talented play in the outfield, that time Andrew McCutcheon. Ball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Your Valley Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. For more information, visit lexus.com. CenturyLink. Quest is now CenturyLink. Visit CenturyLink.com to learn more. Micah Owings goes to work. He gets the assignment for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and their bullpen has been rock solid over the last 11 games. First off, Owings, an ERA of just over 3, 30th time he has gone to work. As he takes and fires a cut fastball that grabs the inside corner. 0-1 the count to Charlie Morton. Charlie throwing a shutout at the Diamondbacks.
Sure is.
And he gives that one a ride into right center field. Upton and Young chasing up against the base of the wall. Charlie Morton.
What's going on?
Trots on around with the double. He's got a single. He's got a double. He's got 2 hits tonight. He had 2 all year prior to this.
I mean, 2 rockets. 043 shouldn't be short hopping walls to right center. Very impressive, Charlie Morton. On the mound and with the bat in your hand. Goodness.
So now Alex Presley. Remember, Karstens had the only hit last night against Ian Kennedy through 8 innings of work. It was a pitcher. It was Jeff Karstens. That was it. 0-1 the count. Roberts almost on the cut of the grass at third. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Day baseball tomorrow. Make plans to be down 12:40 first pitch. This series wraps up. Wade Miley, Ross Ollendorf. The 0-2. Nubs that one out to Willie Bloomquist on a backhand. Fine play by Willie. Micah Owings doing what he has done all year, whatever the team needs. Let's listen to closer J.J. Putz on the role of Micah Owings.
If I had to pick one pitcher on this team who's probably our most valuable to both the starting pitching staff and the relief corps, I would say it'd probably be Micah.
Why?
Well, I mean, he's been able to go out there and spot start when we needed a couple spot starts. He's a guy that can go out and throw 3 or 4 innings and save the bullpen. He's been out there setting games up sometimes when David's been down. Before we had the emergence of a guy like Brian Shaw and Cookie, and Mike is just, his flexibility is something that I'm sure every manager would love to have on his pitching staff. He's been by far my MVP in our rotation and our bullpen.
High praise, and he's a great athlete, isn't he, Gracie? Great feet, quick feet, and a nice play. That's 2 good plays in a row by Willie Bloomquist, by the way.
And a lot of times you'll pick on a guy that might not be a very good athlete, and that's Charlie Morton. There's the out at second base, easy call by Brian Gorman. And just like that, Micah Owings out of a big jam, a strike away or an out away from putting a much-needed 0 on the board. Well, that's a great play by Bloomquist and a perfect feed from Micah Owings. Kirk Gibson had his pitchers work tireless hours on pickoffs to first base, to second base, to all the bases. Tireless hours working with his infielders. Their infielders, the pitchers. For that reason right there, for that moment right there, it can get you out of a big jam.
That's a foul ball. Boy, Walker, hands out by his side, not too happy with that call. Usually the first indicator a guy disagrees with a call is when his hands are outstretched by his side.
Well, let's see if he has an argument. He scalds it. Looked like maybe a half-inch foul.
Like he got it. Looks like he got it right, though.
Yeah.
Nice job, Mike Machlinski, right on top of that one. Really nice job. The 1-2. Hugging the line, a long run for Parra. That's a fair ball. Walker's got a couple of doubles tonight. He's got 30 of them on the season.
It's a nice little milestone double for a young second baseman. Just 30 doubles. That's a good season. To go along with 12 home runs, 80 RBIs. Going to hear a lot about this young man over the next few years. It's kick and play.
As you mentioned, and they hope that one of the guys that they continue to build around. Breaking ball, a dandy over the outside corner to Andrew McCutchen. He's been on twice, reached on an error in the third, walked and scored in the fifth inning. Did not go around.
See what Mike Machlinski saw. He checked it up. Good call.
You got to be strong to stop a swing like that.
And he is that gas upstairs at the letters and right by Andrew McCutchen. Not the biggest guy in the world, but 23 home runs and 88 RBIs is pretty impressive, isn't it, Darren? Especially a right-handed hitter in Pittsburgh.
I totally agree. It's Death Valley in the gap zone.
Yes.
I mean, it's terrible on right-handed hitters. It really is.
In a word?
I mean, it just fly balls go to die out there in left center field over and over
410 feet out to left center. And I mean, it's very deep to straight center field, almost 390 just over the left fielder's head. So that's impressive. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Andrew McCutchen hit a walk-off home run against the Diamondbacks.
He did earlier this
Pittsburgh
year.
Earlier this year.
I think he took it on down the line a little closer. Broke the hearts of Diamondbacks fans when I think we're learning about this team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Pirates were kind of the story in that series. Outside ball 4, along with the homers. That's the other thing he does very well. That is 83 walks this season.
First baseman, Derek Lee.
All of a sudden, Charles Nagy on the phone again. Glenn Sherlock been a busy man down there in the bullpen answering phone calls. Probably for Joe Patterson again, in case Derek Lee gets on. And there he is. Ryan Doman is on deck. He's already been up, Patterson. I would imagine it's not going to take him long to get loose. Strike
right
2.
there.
Back-to-back strikes from Mullings.
One ball, 2 strikes to count to Lee. That series between these two clubs was June 7th, 8th, and 9th in Pittsburgh, and the Pirates took 2 of 3. Arizona left town at that point 5 games over 500 and 1 game back in the West. Outside. Two balls and 2 strikes. Bouncing ball, Roberts shoots it on over. Lee is erased and the inning comes to an end. Time to get it going, boys. They're being shut out by Charlie Morton.
It's been all Pirates so far. An RBI double off the bat of Neil Walker. And then also some defense. The Pirates have been throwing some big-time leather at the Diamondbacks between Pedro Alvarez's homers and his Gold Glove defense so far at third base. The Diamondbacks just can't find a way to get anything across the plate here this evening. And right now, the Pirates, they hold the 3-0 advantage as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. Charlie Morton twirling a shutout.
Great recap, Gracie. 1-0 the count to Paul Goldschmidt. Pirates have also stranded 10. They've
had base runners everywhere. And
Goldschmidt takes outside.
At the end of 5 innings, I guess if you've been watching this game at home, folks, and watching it closely, I have to say Diamondbacks very fortunate just to be down 3.
Yes. We could go through each and every inning, but just to tell you that 10 have been left on base is enough.
And this thing could easily be 6-7-0. Diamondbacks only have 3 hits. That one misses. It is now 3-1 on Paul Goldschmidt.
And see, the Pittsburgh Pirates are 2 for 11 tonight with runners in scoring position. That's where it could be much worse. Goldschmidt bouncing ball. Alvarez sets back on it.
Got him to chase ball 4 again. Morton just putting on the 2-0 and 3-1 counts. All he does is just takes a little bit off of the fastball, and that adds a little more sink to it. And these Diamondbacks are just making a Gold Glover out of Pedro Alvarez at third base.
Our key in text, Paul, with regard to that arm wrestling match, you folks right now think Justin Upton will be defeated. Right over the top by Paul Goldschmidt. 3-6-9-2-9.
They know a good first baseman when they see one.
A hanging changeup, strike 1. The change of speed was enough to lock up Young. That's a good changeup. 0-2.
Well, the Diamondbacks have scored 1 run through a little over a game and a half, and that was on a broken bat home run last night by Justin Upton. They've really struggled swinging the bats here lately.
They've struggled. They've also had some tough breaks. There's been some great defense behind. That, though, will be an easy chance for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Lee puts that one away for 2 outs in the inning. And you look at Morton and his ballgame tonight. He's only had 1 clean inning. He's trying to make it 2 here.
It was a big strikeout of Ryan Roberts, got him out of a big jam just 2 innings ago. Second and third, 1 out. He got the strikeout he needed from Ryan Roberts, and then ended up getting out of it by retiring Daniel Hudson. What could have been a big 4th inning. Now let's see what he does on 2-0 here, Darren. Let's see if he just takes a little bit off that fastball. Tries to get a ground ball here by just adding a little sink. By taking a little off, it adds more movement.
That's exactly what he did, and he took it. Just a sinker, inner half.
And he's been throwing it there all night, and Diamondback right-handed hitters have kept Pedro Alvarez at third base very busy tonight. There's another one. Pulled to the left side. And it's not rocket science what he's doing. It's very simple, and it's very effective against these right-handed hitters.
No, we saw Brandon Webb do it for years with just a bigger sinker.
Absolutely. And he's just staying right in on the inside corner and middle end, getting these right-handed hitters to pull the ball to the left side.
That may be one of the best breaking balls he's thrown all night right there. It's been very workmanlike to this point. Play him to pull a step or 2 in the infield, especially Walker by second base. Change up, swung on and missed, strike 3. Well, he's got him flipping bats in the air, beating up tires in the hallway. Yikes. Really glad to have you back with us. What a beautiful evening for baseball. That's beautiful. I mean, you know what else is beautiful? You've got some great news for us.
Well, listen up, folks, and take a good look. Be at the Diamondbacks Giants game this Sunday for Star Wars Day. Oh, promises to be big league. Costume characters, movie clips, and special giveaways. Get a special ticket pack that includes a commemorative Star Wars t-shirt online at dbacks.com/Star Wars. Yep, it's coming, folks. This Sunday, Darth Vader, Chewbacca, Obi-Wan Kenobi, C-3PO, R2-D2. Yep.
And Princess Leia.
Oh. Nah, she was big league.
All right, Joe Patterson goes to work. That may be your best read of the year. 0-1 the count to Derek Lee.
You gonna are we gonna dress up Sunday?
Absolutely, we are 100% invested. The pitch is outside. 1-1 the count.
You'll look good with the Princess Leia hairdo.
No, I'm not dressing in Princess Leia. I think I'm going to go. Well, you just have to see. To the right side, Bowman stayed back as long as he could and shot it into that hole. So the switch hitter flips it on around and bats right-handed and has his second hit of the evening.
It just wouldn't be right if the Pirates didn't have some base runners.
Number 36, Ryan Ludwig.
Ryan Ludwig going to hit for Garrett Jones.
Ludwig came over. And he came over from the San Diego Padres. Now remember the slugger, of course, right there. With Albert Pujols, they both had huge years a couple of years back. Ludwig received MVP votes. Did big things. He struggled as an Indian to begin his career, but really came alive in St. Louis. His teammates were giving him the business because, remember, he left a Central Division rival in St. Louis, went to San Diego, then came back to Pittsburgh where, you know, everyone likes to beat the Cardinals in the Central.
Well, sure.
You know that. You knew it as a ball player.
Absolutely.
Ludwig, left field. Hara going back, and he makes the play for the out. So Ryan Ludwig was hearing it today. It was just a lighter moment in the Pirates dugout and clubhouse, I should say, when the guy said, yeah, you know, you used to be a Cardinal. I don't know how far we can let that slide. A couple of Pirates said, we used to call you Ryan Smugwick because all the Cardinals are smug over there.
Well, the Cardinals, they don't have a whole lot of friends in the Central or in the National League. That's not a well-liked team, but you know what? That's just the way the Cardinals like it. That's just the way Tony La Russa, his staff, and his players like it. They don't want to be your friends.
And Ryan took it very well in stride.
Smugwick. I'll tell you what, I got called a lot worse than that.
1-0 the count. Cardinals are hanging around.
They won again this evening.
I just thought you'd enjoy that story. A little barbs going back and forth, a loose locker room today.
Smugwick.
You're all smug in St. Louis.
Did it lead to fisticuffs?
No, not at all. Gibby wasn't there.
Gibby, okay. I'm sure Gibby wouldn't have played it.
He wouldn't have liked being called a name like that?
Jack Billingham. I don't think Gibby liked that Ron Say pie in the face either.
In the middle of a winter, on a Nike trip,
on a vacation trip.
It wasn't after a ball game during the season. You think he's intense, folks?
If we know Ron Say, the Penguin, it probably didn't take long for Gibby to catch him, and then he beat him up.
2-2 the count.
And that's the great thing about Gibby too, covering him. He's just so honest. He'll tell you, yeah, I beat him up. Yeah, if you ever did something like that to me, I beat you up. And he's not lying. Instead of saying, well, I didn't really like that very much. No, he gets more and more into the truth.
Swing and a miss. A wicked breaking ball. Pedro Alvarez is talking to himself about that one.
And there's the big sweeping breaking ball from Joe Patterson, and that's going to be all for Joe Patterson. He'll leave the ball game as Kirk Gibson's on his way out to the mound.
3-0 is the score. The Pirates are on top. Gibson and his Diamondbacks trying to keep it right here.
And it looks like Brian Shaw going to come on and take his chances.
Hey, don't forget, Fox Sports Arizona is celebrating its 15th anniversary by replaying some of the greatest games it's ever televised. Tomorrow at 7, relive ASU's unforgettable 1996 shutout of the top-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. Only on Fox Sports Arizona.
Boy. Quite possibly the most overrated Nebraska team of all time.
Brian Shaw goes to work.
We say that because our fine statistician, Kurt Zacher, big Nebraska fan, sitting right next to us, so we have to give him the business.
0-1 the count, Ronnie Cedeno. A cut fastball, wicket.
Gas.
And gets away with it up. And especially to a hitter like Cedeno, who doesn't have the quickest bat anyway. Going to get his team back in the dugout, see if they can get some offense going. Shaw rocks and fires, and just a little bit up and in. Clayton Kershaw has been great so far tonight. The Dodgers lead the Giants 2-0. Kershaw tossing that shutout, still in the ball game, 7th inning. You know he was aware of what that man did last night with his 8 innings, 1-hit baseball, shutout baseball, and a pennant race. Breaking ball. Base hit left field. And you wonder why.
Inexplicably a breaking ball. Inexplicably a breaking ball.
He sat and sat and sat and hoped to get it. That's the only pitch he was looking for.
Well, and the only pitch, because you talked of his bat speed, that he's able to hit. Charlie Morton will now watch the rest of this ball game. He throws 6 shutout innings. Jason Jaramillo is going to hit for him, and I would imagine the Diamondbacks very happy to see this.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Probably thinking anybody but Charlie Morton.
Jaramillo got the start last night. Was 0 for 3 in the ball game. Has done a nice job in limited playing time. Morton, he had thrown quite a few pitches for 6 innings of work.
Well, plus he got 2 hits tonight.
Swing and a miss. There's that cut fastball right under the hands of Jaramillo. Yeah, there are those hands. He threw it right at him. One and two the count. Shaw has inherited 11 runners in the big leagues this year. Only 2 have scored. 1-2. Did not get the chase. Tony Randazzo on the call. And he made the right call. Low.
So after 0-2 now, Brian Shaw sits at 3-2. Runners will get a running start here on first and second. Need to make a pitch here. Got to find a way to get the boys in the dugout. Try to find the bats.
Runner goes. There's that cut fastball.
I'm Jody Jackson alongside Joe Borowski. And Joe, last night's game, no question, was a pitcher's duel. Tonight, on the other hand, it's been Charlie Morton that's done a better job, had better results than Daniel Hudson. What did you see from the 2 starters tonight?
Daniel Hudson definitely didn't have his A game, but he still managed to keep the Diamondbacks within striking distance. Charlie Morton, yeah, he's thrown a good game, but my superstars of the game is the defense behind him. They've really stepped it up and snuffed out some potential Diamondback rallies.
Yeah, they made some great plays on defense. Well, the good news is Charlie Morton now out of the game. We'll see how the Diamondbacks can press on against this Pirates bullpen, maybe break through. And guys, we'll look forward to talking to you about the outcome of this one after the game.
Diamondbacks have to get it going in their last 5+ games. As Chris LaRoe takes over for the 19th time this year, 2.35 ERA. Very good work. Opponents hitting just .227 against him. In right field, Ryan Ludwig takes over. So, just having a hard time finding what they need offensively. Pressing a little bit. I'm not sure if that's the case. Only they know. Maybe they'll get it going.
Anybody but Charlie Morton.
Well, you couldn't have said it better. Just a different look for a man who was shutting him out.
First pitch he throws, Gerardo Parra just goes in and whacks it. Yeah, there's the the 8 folks out there.
It's a state of 8.
It's the state of 8. Bang. Right through the right side. And Sean Burroughs now going to come in. He's going to hit for Brian Shaw, who did his job and then some.
Sean, a homer with 7 RBIs. This is his role coming off the bench. 13 pinch hits this season. 13 of 52 overall. Laid on a fastball, 0-1 the count. So the story offensively for Arizona in their last 5 games, and then add another 3/4 of a game tonight, so nearly 6 full games. They have scored 9 total runs. They are hitting 198 and just over 100 with runners in scoring position.
Yuck.
For the last 37 with runners in scoring position.
Blech.
Breaking ball misses away.
See, we make fun of Nebraska, and all of a sudden, Kurt Zacher starts handing you all the bad stats, huh?
We like to call them facts on this show.
Well, they're still bad.
No, they definitely are. And those guys will tell you the same. But the good news is, through the struggles, they have won a couple of ball games. They won last night. They won on getaway day. All that struggling, they're 2-3. Hitting 100 with runners in scoring position, they're 2-3. One and one the count on Burroughs. He fired it out there, and when you shoot it out there, that's where Burroughs likes to go. He has no problem taking one off his back foot and shooting it the other way.
That's what he's made his living doing in Major League Baseball. A lot of balls to center field and to left field.
LaRue, born and raised in Montreal. Just like that. 2-2 the count. LaRue, a one-time Florida Marlin for a couple of seasons. Not much time in the major leagues with the Marlins.
Looking for a big hit. Right out of the catcher's glove. Burroughs takes that one.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Again, lets it travel deep into his stance. We'll do it one more time. 2-2. Stay alert, by the way, when you come to the ball game.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I almost got smoked.
Well, you might have to call your boyfriend between innings.
That's right. Please, folks, when you come to the ballpark, gosh, we want you to have a great time and enjoy yourself just like that. But, boy, pay attention. Pay attention so you don't get hit in that beautiful face of yours by a foul ball. Do the texting and the phone calling between innings. Yeah, that's too pretty of a face to get hit by a foul ball.
Sean hitting .310 in his last 18 games, 9 of his last 29. In that run, there was a homer. Outside, 3-2 the count.
Well, decision time now for Kirk Gibson. Do you send the runner Gerardo Parra? Burroughs not a guy that strikes out too much. You try to stay out of the double play, and also by sending the runner, you open up a hole on the defense somewhere, most likely I would imagine the shortstop going to be covering. Let's see if he goes. Not going. Fouled off again. Burrow's putting a tough at-bat on LaRue.
9 pitches so far. The wheels turning. Kirk Gibson, Matt Williams, Parra. Takes a peek. Eric Young gives him some guidance over his shoulder. Sean hasn't walked much at all. Pops that one up. Back of short. Shallow left. Still going with a dive. And it's in there. Losing the glove is Presley, a Texas leaguer, and a base hit for Burrows.
Almost another highlight film grab by a Pittsburgh Pirate. But Sean Burrows on the 10th pitch finds a tiny island of grass out there between Cedeno and Presley. Presley coming in, giving it everything he's got. But he doesn't come up with it, loses his glove. Doggone it, says the big old Canadian. Hey, no, I'm safe. I'm safe.
Good shot there,
yes,
guys.
Yes, you are, State of A.
LaRue is done. We will reset when we come back. The Diamondbacks chasing. They got a couple of runners on. Right. Need to come out of this ball game. What's going on here? But he was out of this ball game. Clint Hurdle decided to make a pitching change. Jason Greeley's been around for quite some time. These situations do not faze him, as he has a message for himself that he scribbles on the back of that mound. Greeley.
Hard throw.
Opponent's hitting just 210 against him. Look at the inherited runners. That's one reason they went there, that graphic. 17 he has inherited. Only 1 has scored.
Well, he's inheriting a couple now, and the lineup turns over. Willie Bloomquist with an opportunity here. You don't have to get all 3 of them here. If you can help it, sure, it'd be great. But you want to at least get 2 here in this inning if you can help it. Willie Bloomquist takes a fast strike right on the inside corner. Still got 9 outs to play with, so have to find yourself scratch at least 1 here, don't you think, Darren?
I would agree. 1's a fine number for this club. Breaking ball. They want to know if he went around, and he did. It's called at home plate.
Did he call it at home plate? Willie Bloomquist asking right now, did you call that a... He said he swung at it. Willie Bloomquist can't believe it.
Yeah, he was waiting for the appeal.
He cannot believe it. Yeah. That's a... I don't know what Larry was thinking there. I don't think this is even close to a swing. Let's see. Yeah. Well, the umpire called it at home plate. Larry Vanover. Just like that, it's 0-2.
fastball sailing up and away, just protecting there. Really began his career as a Giant out of Seton Hall. Been around for a long time. The 34-year-old deals a heavy breaking ball, and it's fouled off.
He left that one a little more in the middle of the plate than he wanted to. Bloomquist had a pretty good rip at it, but all he could do was shank it foul.
Yeah, right on the line is Alvarez.
Kind of strange.
A huge hole on the left side. That pitch is inside, 1-2 the count. Really's been a Giant and a White Sox. He's been a Marlin. He's been a Rocky. He's been a Ranger.
He's been a major leaguer for a long time.
You're right. He's 34 years old, be 35 around Thanksgiving this year. He's been in these situations. The 1-2. Breaking ball right back into the middle and into center field. Willie Bloomquist gets it done. There's your run. Now it's time to get greedy.
Bloomquist still upset at home plate umpire Larry Vanover. Yeah, I don't blame you. Get a little upset if that's what it takes to motivate you. He took a breaking ball and just ripped it into center field. Yeah, he's still a little hot. Rip it. Look out, Jason Grilli. Get out of the way. Gerardo Parra comes around to score. And that's first and second. Nobody out. And the Diamondbacks are a little bit closer. He's hot.
We know Willie. He is motivated by those that doubt him. He is motivated by those that try to hold him back. And in that case, it was Larry Vanover trying to hold him back.
He's motivated by guys that call check swings on him.
Looking for a bunt from Hill. They are creeping in, these Pirates. I don't think he's bunting. Fly ball center field.
I don't know if that's going to get it done. No, it's not.
He's got a good arm, doesn't he? So Hill not bunting. The fly out to center field, and now Justin Upton. Pirates thought for sure the Diamondbacks were bunting.
Well, Aaron Hill has hit close to 40 home runs in a season before, so Gibby decides to let him swing the bat. And now Justin Upton representing the go-ahead run here. Power on power, really on Upton. How about another one of those broken bat homers?
Breaking ball is outside to Upton. Justin's seen him before. Remember, he has had time with the Colorado Rockies. Justin 1 of 5 against Jason. And the one was a triple. In.
Average speed at second base. Good speed at first base in Willie Bloomquist. Any ball down the line or in a gap, we're going to have to watch Willie run, I would imagine.
Straight up and deep in the outfield. Alvarez still very close to the line. A huge hole on the left side.
Challenged him and went right by him. Right to the outside corner, good pitch. Upton doesn't think so, but that's a good pitch. Sometimes a pitcher throws a strike that's unhittable. That was one of them. It's a really good pitch.
Father played professionally baseball, is now a scout in the pro ranks. The 2-1. Breaking ball, good looking take.
He wanted no part of that, did he? I mean, he just spit on that breaking ball like he knew it was coming.
Giants scored a run. The Dodgers lead the Giants 2-1. 2-1 is the score in the 8th inning. In the 8th inning at Dodger Stadium. Show it to you in just a minute. The 3-1. Upton. He had a shot at it.
Power on power, just as we advertised. And this time, Grilly won that battle. Oh, baby. He challenged Upton right down Broadway and got away with it.
There's that score. Pablo Sandoval just homered. Check that. Chris Stewart with a home run. My apologies. Grabbed the wrong ticker tape there.
Still work that ticker tape, do you?
3-2 the count.
Yeah, we'll wait a little longer. High drama in high definition.
Off the end of the bat, charging. Walker. Nice play. Because that one was spinning the entire time he went to get it, right off the end of the bat. So Justin is beaten that time by Grilly. The runners do move up. There are 2 outs now.
Justin probably will lament that 3-1 fastball that he missed. However, he does put the tying run at second base with a productive out. And I would be shocked if they pitched to Montero here. I would imagine they're going to try their chances with the rookie again, Goldschmidt on deck. They're going to have a conversation about it right now on the mound.
Ray Searage is the pitching coach. He heads out to talk about it. Searage pitched for a long time. You may remember him as a Brewer as a pitcher, a Dodger. Really hiding underneath that glove with everything he is saying. All right, they're keeping track up there. Arr. Well, they've had the discussion about Miguel Montero. He's been a .300 hitter a majority of the year with ducks on the pond. He's 1 of 3 in his career against Grilly with 2 walks and a double. Breaking ball.
And Miguel's got to remind himself that they're probably going to try to get him to chase breaking balls, try to get him to chase pitches out of the zone, and try not to get too wound up in this situation. All it takes is a lousy single to tie up the ball game. Sure, a home run would be sexy and fun. Probably get your curtain call, too. But a single would be just as good in my book. Just missed inside.
Hook really wanted that one. He thought he had nipped the inside corner. Montero, we told you earlier, the busiest catcher in Diamondbacks history in a single season. He has worked more games as a starter than any other Arizona catcher. This has been his breakout year. He's been on twice tonight. Breaking ball again, a big follow through, and he
Miguel's got to settle down. Got to settle down. That's 2 breaking balls in the dirt now he's chased.
He hit Doman too with his follow through, so he's making sure that his fellow catcher's all right. Watch the follow through here too.
Clubbed him on the head and the shoulder.
They kind of got the back flap of the helmet there.
Let's see if Miguel can settle down now. Try to get a strike.
Well, he's doing his best to stay relaxed in that box. Really taking a long time. The 1-2, high pop up, shallow left center field. There to make the play is Presley. He puts it away. Arizona does end up with just 1. Really cleans it up. They are down by a pair as we roll on. Hang in there.
(3-1) Pittsburgh, but this Saturday be at Chase Field for the Diamondbacks-Giants matchup. The first 15,000 fans to the game going to get a Ryan Roberts fan vote bobblehead courtesy of American Family Insurance. For tickets, call 602-462-4600 or visit dbacks.com.
By the way, that game is almost a sellout, so make your plans right now. David Hernandez goes to work for the 71st time this season. If you follow this team, you know he is one of the more valuable players on this team. He has meant everything to the Diamondbacks bullpen. And he goes right to work. How about that? A first pitch changeup. He's evolving before our eyes.
Especially that third pitch, the changeup.
The 0-1 pitch to Alex Presley.
There's the fastball. Strike 2.
David acquired this past winter. Mark Reynolds went to the Baltimore Orioles, and Cam Michalio came over as well. Pitched a majority of the season down in AAA. Cam has not been added back to the roster. Will have a chance to earn a spot next year. Pitch is high, 1-2 the count. David has watched very closely as he has been setting up for JJ, how JJ goes about his business. Fastball, he can get it up to the mid to high 90s, but it's between 92 to 94. Really good sharp breaking ball.
That had the folks scrambling behind home plate, didn't it?
Here's that 96 he can get. 1-2 the count. You know, it's interesting, too, about the breaking ball.
Watch the folks in the background. Look out!
1-2 the count. Clayton Kershaw has just been taken out of the ball game at Dodger Stadium to a rousing ovation. There are 2 runners on, 1 out, top of the 8th inning, with the Dodgers leading 2-1 over San Francisco. Giants threatening. The 2-2. Fastball, beat him with it. It was interesting early on this season getting to know both Hernandez and Joe Patterson. As different as they are as people, they kind of stuck together until they got comfortable in that bullpen. The 2-2. Lifted left field, going back is Parra, still going back to the wall. Off the wall it is, a barehanded play. My goodness.
Yeah, that's big time sock.
Beautiful sock.
Presley.
Beautiful sock. A throw that really didn't do much in a sense. It was just fun to watch the throw.
Second baseman, Walker.
Yeah.
He took it barehanded off the wall. How about this?
This is more impressive to me.
Yeah,
how about taking 96 miles an hour, hitting it right off the top of the wall the other way? Presley with only 3 home runs all year. Driving a ball to left field. And Pirates looking to get that run back that they gave up in the bottom of the 7th.
So now Walker. Neil Walker. Gives it a ride. Well struck. Sends Young back. Sends Upton back. Young is there. And he makes the play. Tagging and heading on over is Alex Presley. So Walker, as many think will be the leader of this Pirates club somewhere down the road, just missed there.
A productive out. Moves Presley to third base. I would imagine the infield going to have to play in here. Try to cut the run off. Andrew McCutchen, the all-star. He's going to take his shots at David Hernandez.
All the way in, outfield in a few steps as well. 12 hits for the Pirates. First pitch, a changeup, sinks low.
Oh boy, Miguel Montero just saved David Hernandez and quite possibly the ball game right there at this point.
David changes speeds with his breaking ball. This one, though, not at all where he attempted to throw it. There's just a lot of hope that goes into blocking a pitch like that. And he will reset the situation. Off the end of the bat, threw another changeup.
2-0 changeup.
Has yet to throw him a fastball.
Well, does it make you wonder right now if David Hernandez maybe doesn't have a good feel for his fastball tonight?
Maybe so. I mean, he has thrown a right-handed hitter, 2 changeups and a breaking ball. And he has got a swing and miss fastball. The 2-1. That one, changeup.
Another changeup.
Infield remains in. The 2-2. Popped up. Right side.
Yep. Was that a fastball there at 88?
Well, if that's a fastball, then there's something different about his approach.
That's a changeup. You can tell by the way he threw it, that's a changeup.
He has not thrown him a fastball yet.
No. He threw it that time, and he blazed it over the outside corner. Andrew McCutcheon this time has something to say. But I think when he goes back and looks at the film, he's going to see that nailed the outside corner. What a pitch at what a time.
The guts of a safecracker in that at-bat by David Hernandez. I mean, what a sequence he just put on him. Here's a guy that's throwing 96 miles an hour, and he thumbs him one changeup after another.
Yeah, and then bang, 95 to the
incredible.
outside corner. That was some big-time pitching there. But now it's got to continue with Derek Lee. 96 now. And a little extra bounce in his step, if you will, for David Hernandez. Or a little extra bounce on his fastball.
Well, because for me, he journeyed into a place we've never seen him go. High fly ball. That was a changeup.
Oh.
And it got him.
It got him all right.
Went back to that changeup. It was up. It was 89. The key was it was up. And the score is 5-1.
Well, after that good fastball to jump ahead, he hangs a changeup right in the middle of the plate. Kaboom. And the oh, baby. Bell tie down the middle. Thank you very much. Yeah, David Hernandez, after getting a huge strikeout of McCutcheon, right back he comes, and the Pirates taking command here.
And for Derek Lee, 1,076 RBIs on his 330th career home run. Changeup.
Oh, he's throwing a lot of those. Makes you almost wonder if he's just working on something.
Belted. Fastball. Young goes back. That one is put away. Pittsburgh Pirates break out. Lee more than 1,000 RBIs in his career. The Pirates lead it 5-1. Poole plays of the game defense. Garrett Jones, that saved a pair. Pedro Alvarez, a diving stop, that saved a run. And then he would do it again later on the ball game. Excellent defensively, these Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. That's been a big part of the story. Xavier Paul, he goes to work in right field, the new right fielder. And Jose Veras, he takes the baseball. Now Paul Goldschmidt. All right, let's see what these Diamondbacks have up their sleeve here. One of the busier pitchers in baseball, approaching 80 appearances on the year. He's done a nice job.
Well, the Diamondbacks going to have a big old fancy rabbit. Try to pull out of their hat now. A 5-1 ball game. It's been all Pirates tonight. 13 hits for the Bucks.
Don't forget, sleep fast if you're a Diamondbacks fan, and if you're a Diamondback, because tomorrow's ball game 12:40. Getaway day for these Pirates. 12:40 day game. Make your plans. And you better make your plans to come on down. That game is not on television. 1-1 the count. By the way, Kenley Jansen came in and helped Kershaw get through that inning. Kershaw's out of the ball game. 2-1 is the score. High fly ball, pretty well struck, but he didn't square it up. Not enough anyway. Goldschmidt knows he has power to that side of the diamond. 1 out.
Center field, Chris Young.
Now some passionate fans in Pittsburgh, I'm sure, enjoying this one, staying up late. About 20 minutes to 1 o'clock in the morning in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
It's been one of the longer home games of the year. It always makes our old buddy Joe Borowski feel good about things.
The fine color analyst on the post-game side. He loves a good long game, spending the evening at the ball yard. Breaking ball.
Ooh.
Boy, what a pitch.
Oh, that wasn't very nice.
The 0-1. Into the dirt it goes. Into the backstop it goes. 1-1 the count. Chris singled back in the 4th inning. He is 1 of 3 in this contest. By the way, tomorrow's game, Wade Miley against Ross Ohlendorf. Breaking ball belted into the left center field gap. It's down. And the team that leads all of the National League in extra base hits has another one. It is a double for Chris Young, and for Chris, that is 36 doubles on the season.
And another 2-hit ball game for Chris Young. Just slowly but surely putting it together. Takes a breaking ball and just rips it into left center field. The Diamondbacks need about 3 more base runners to get the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, Chris certainly walking, we know that, but he came in 10 for his last 30 over his last 6 games. So that batting average creeping up the ladder. Here's Ryan Roberts.
He's not red hot per se, but he's doing okay.
Roberts dumps that one into center field. Here comes Chris Young. Ryan needed that. Ryan was 4 of his last 27. All right, here come these Diamondbacks right on back. 5-2 is the score.
Fastball in. He just kind of fists it out there in the center field. Very quickly now, within a couple of pitches, the Diamondbacks get a little closer, but they still got a lot of work to do. And they're going to have a meeting on the mound.
Don't forget, Joe Borowski is getting tuned up.
Oh, he's fired up tonight.
And he will join us to analyze things in the CenturyLink Diamondbacks Live post-game show. Coming up immediately following the ball game.
Jody Jackson having a calm Jobo as we speak. I know it's a long game, Joe. He doesn't like long games. And he's a closer. He likes to get out of there quickly.
Get in there, get the call in the ninth inning, and go to work.
Exactly.
Well, he'll be just fine. Here's Gerardo Parra. Daniel McCutcheon, right-hander. Tony Watson, left-hander, warming in the pen.
Good fastball to the outside corner.
And there they are, getting hot down there. You better do it, though, if you're going to do it this inning, if you're the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you don't want any part of Mr. Joel Hanrahan, do you?
An all-star.
Yeah. I mean, all these.
Oh, boy.
That one got Dome. I mean, right in the kisser. We'll check to see if his fillings are still there. Oh, goodness.
Runner goes, the 0-2, hit on the ground. What a beautiful hit and run. Cedeno was going to cover. Parra found the hole and shot it right through.
Well, these Diamondbacks they never say die. With 2 strikes, Roberts on the run, and they just used it kind of as a hit and run. Shortstop covers, that opens up a hole. Parra swats it right through there. Clint Hurdle's on his way to the mound. He's going to remove Veras. Kirk Gibson, yeah, I like that.
Goodness, Gerardo Parra was there to save his bacon by shooting the hole. And then you go to Jeff Blum. Blum is hitless in his last 9 at-bats. It's a span of 3 ball games. 2 of those he has started in. Tony Watson, the left-hander, takes the rock and he rolls. Watson on assignment. 7 straight scoreless outings for the left-hander. So here we go. Blum flips it on around. The switch hitter bats right-handed. Blum is hitless in 8 at-bats against left-handed pitchers this year. Fastball.
Good fastball.
Wow.
Blum can't believe it. It looked like it shaved that inside corner perfectly from the cross-firing lefty Watson.
Watson has inherited 17 runners. Only 2 have scored.
Tying run at the plate. Jeff Blum would like to just keep the line moving. Try to get a base hit here. Get the club a little closer.
Popped it up. That won't do it.
Boy, he got a fastball right in the middle of the plate. But all he could do is get underneath it.
Shortstop.
Well, what an at-bat Willie Bloomquist had back in the 7th inning. He was frustrated with a check swing call to strike, then he picked on a breaking ball. And I've had many a hitter like yourself tell me that one of the better feelings in the world with a runner in scoring position is to spin a pitcher's cap. Homers are great, but to have the perfect at-bat where you hit a line drive right past the pitcher and drive that run in, that's what Willie did. Overall, he's 1 of 4. Drops down a bunt. Trying to move that run around. It's thrown away. The element of surprise, Bloomquist. He was trying to bunt for a hit there. He got his hit. He also got a big error. 5-3 the score.
Well, Alvarez calls off Watson. And then all the great plays he's been making tonight, not that time. So Bloomquist, as you said, the element of surprise. That plate's a run and then throwing the ball away. Bloomquist stayed at first base. Parra, however, moved to third. And now, representing the go-ahead run is Aaron Hill, and they're going to leave the left-hander in there to face him.
They've got right-hander warming in McCutcheon. Maybe a couple of them out there. By the way, there was no hit scored there. No hit, which means no
error,
RBI.
Huh?
And a
They didn't
straight
give that
error.
a hit, huh?
No, they didn't.
Boy, tough crowd.
To the right side, that should reach the seats, and it does. You got all sorts of righties warming out there. You got a righty and a lefty.
Yeah, staying with the left-hander Watson.
Open and pick up David Hernandez. Fastball.
What a pitch.
Poured it in there. Aaron's been on 3 times tonight.
That one's
inside.
Just missed. He tried to go right back in there. And that time Larry Vanover thought it was just a little too far in, but boy, it was close. It was very close.
One and one the count. Your tying runs are on base.
Aaron Hill trying to earn more stripes.
In 2-2.
He's earned so many Diamondback stripes in just the short time he's been there, but boy, what a time for some more magic from the former Blue Jay.
Two and two the count. Two and two. To right field, it's belted toward the wall, but shy of the track. Putting it away out there is Paul. The Diamondbacks rally, they come up empty. We've got an update from Southern California when we come back. News from afar. From Southern California, the magic number is now down to 3. Clayton Kershaw victorious, and he wins for the 20th time this year. But the Arizona Diamondbacks magic number is down to 3. And they have just showed the score here in the ballpark. Crowd responding 2-1. Los Angeles beats San Francisco. Ryan Cook goes to work, hard-throwing right-hander out of USC. And that is a 3-game series the Giants are playing in LA. This was game 1.
The Diamondbacks will be off Thursday as the Dodgers are playing the Giants. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, what a huge, huge break, I guess you could say, for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
So they got some help tonight. They got some help from the guy that, in a way, they were pulling against, but they had to pull for their own personal reasons. They'd love for Ian Kennedy to be the lone 20-game winner, but Clayton Kershaw helped the Diamondbacks out tonight.
Doggone right he did.
Clayton has 20 wins. He's 20-5 with a 2.27 ERA. He went 7 1/3 and gave up 1 run.
So the magic number is now down to 3. Strike 1 from the hard thrower, Ryan Cook. And when this kid's throwing strikes, he is special. The only thing that's gotten him in trouble at the big league level is when he's gotten wild.
Swing and a miss. That's just nasty stuff.
Pedro Siriaco, former Diamondback.
Played in the Futures game a couple of years back. The 0-2. Pedro broke his bat. He'll pop it up. Willie can't go get it. He put a good effort on him. So Siriaco is on.
Third baseman Pedro Alvarez.
Willie wanted to go get this one.
Yeah, he's a little testy tonight. I like that.
Yeah, Siriaco is taking a big turn.
Come on, rookie. Come on. Yeah, you're a grumpy old veteran right there. I'm getting base hits. Umpires calling check swings on me. I'm bunting for base hits, even though they didn't give me a base hit. My hat's all dented. Yeah, that's a ball player right there.
You bet he's a ball player.
That's Willie Bloomquist right there. Straight ball player.
He can go straight salty on you quickly.
I like it. I like it.
He's still chirping over there and
well,
encouraging his pitcher.
And curse those youngsters out. Yeah.
One 1-0 the count.
Yep. There's going to be a fight.
Oh, really? How about a pickoff instead? I'm sure Willie loved that pickoff.
Doggone right he did.
And that throw was in the dirt. Goldschmidt, what a job.
Did a great stop and tag. You can see leaning with Siriaco. Easy out. He's leaning. You're right. Nice snag and tag there by Goldschmidt. Siriaco's a dead duck.
One the count to Alvarez. Ian Kennedy won his 20th game last night. Clayton Kershaw won his 20th game tonight. For several years, and deservedly so, all the talk about the pitching in the National League Western Division was focused on San Francisco. There's a couple of 20-game winners now, one in Arizona and one in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. Well, and deservedly so for the San Francisco Giants. That was tapped to short. Hey, Willie Bloomquist, come on, the old grizzled veteran says. Come on, I got dents in my hat.
Willie makes the play.
Shortstop.
I can't get enough of that. I love that kind of ball player right there. Ticked off, down 5-3, trying to win a Western Division out here. I got time for all this silliness.
0-1 the count. Ronnie Cedeno. Well, you look at the Dodger 20-game winners. The last to do it, Ramon Martinez in 90. Orel Hershiser in 88. That's a big gap of time. For the Diamondbacks, the last to do it was Webb in 08. That went into the dirt. And then Schilling before him.
Just goes to show you. Pitcher's ballpark.
Well, it's funny. It's not a pitcher's ballpark.
It's an awful lot of 20-game winners for a hitter's ballpark, I'll tell you that much.
I do have a thought for you, though. The 2-1 is fouled back to the screen. Ian Kennedy and Daniel Hudson have both, in this ballpark, pitched far better than on the road.
There you have it. Well, that's the way you have to be, because at least half your start's going to be here, so you better learn to pitch here.
The 2-2. Boy, he has got an arm on him, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Well, how would you folks, can you envision this, a little bit of polishing of Cook and seeing him fit in the bullpen next year somewhere? Good opportunity to work here in September. The 2-2.
Golly. Goodness gracious. All right. Here we go.
Big boys coming up. All-star. Well, how about the Los Angeles Dodgers for helping out the Arizona Diamondbacks, lowering the magic number to 3. High fives all around.
That is a big rivalry. You know the Dodgers are loving that.
Well, I'll tell you this. Justin Upton's been an important part of this team this year.
Really?
David Hernandez has helped out in the bullpen along with J.J. Putz. Miguel Montero has had many contributions, but none of them are the MVP for the Arizona Diamondbacks. None of them.
Who is?
Clayton Kershaw, who went 5-0 against the San Francisco Giants this year. I say that tongue-in-cheek, obviously, but thank you, Mr. Kershaw. 5-0.
5-0 against the... And here's Joel Hanrahan. Guy having just a monster season. The closer now. He's kind of been a journeyman for a while now. Pitched for a few different teams. Always been a setup guy, but he's been bucking for a promotion. And finally, he got a chance to close, and he's finally throwing the ball like he felt he should have had that promotion long ago.
Yeah, this one was earned. The promotion was earned. The all-star spot was earned. Throws hard. One of the better sliders you'll see, period. I don't know how else to describe it. He saved 38 of 41. A 1.78 ERA.
Oh. That hurts to watch.
0-2 the
That's
count.
That's a slider, is that correct?
Talked with him about it in Pittsburgh. He will throw it at times where it looks almost like a split, but that is a slider. The 0-2. Just got a piece of that slider.
That's all you can do is just battle up there now, Justin. Your job is somehow, some way get on base and let the other guys take their chances. Even if you hit a 700-foot home run, you're still behind.
Golly, 98
miles an
at
hour
the letter
with that slider as well. Golly.
Yeah, he pitched in Washington in the big leagues in 07, 8, and 9. This was a guy that in 2009 in Washington had an ERA of 7.71.
And a big old scraggly beard.
Yeah, he looks the role, doesn't he? The 0-2.
Oh, how do you take that pitch? I'm sorry, it just makes me go, oh, when I watch that breaking ball. makes me very happy I'm retired. Let these young guys take their hacks at that. Oh, goodness. Sorry, folks.
His all-star teammate just took care of him with that wicked slider. And that's it. It's only fastball, slider. He throws sliders about.
I was going to say, does he need any more?
You know what he's done this year, which has been interesting, compared to the first 3 years he's had in the big leagues, as Montero takes a fastball high. His first 3 years in the big leagues, he threw about 6 out of every 10 pitches were fastballs, and the rest were sliders, almost 40% sliders. He's throwing about 85% fastballs now. He's throwing more fastballs, which makes that slider better.
Well, now he's 2-0. He thought he got a fastball for a strike. Didn't get the call, and they just can't bear to look. There's a strike, 98 miles an hour. Joel Hanrahan. Rally gloves. Yeah?
I think it is. Fastball outside, 3-1 the count. Paul Goldschmidt waits.
Steer right to 98 to the outside corner. Pretty impressive stuff, isn't it, Mr. Sutton?
It is impressive, and to the left-hander, he has not thrown a slider yet. It's been all fastballs to Montero. And another one.
Yeah, he's going to make him earn his way on, no question about that. Trying to get on there for Paul Goldschmidt. Gas. Good night.
Not a single one of those wicked sliders, which he could have thrown to a left-handed hitter, didn't throw him a one.
Didn't need to. 98 miles an hour on the outside corner.
And early on in his career for Hanrahan, he didn't always attack that way. There's a lot more fastballs. Paul, 0-1 the count on Goldschmidt, 0-1 as he blows him by at 98.
This is one of those with a 2-run lead to play with. See if Hanrahan just 98 miles an hour. Let's just challenge a young fella. See what he's got. Oh, he threw the breaking ball that time and it buckled the knees of Paul Goldschmidt. Well, I'm going to have nightmares about this guy tonight.
So will the men in red, I would imagine.
Man.
The 0-2. Into the dirt. Nice job. Got to keep it with you if you're behind the plate. Only if in case you get a swing and a miss there. Got to keep it with you and retire Goldschmidt. 1-2. To the right side, Lee. Hanrahan covers, says, whoa, made it close. Pitcher was there, big Derek Lee, but he took it himself, so the Pirates win it tonight.
He's got a put-out clause in his contract.
He must. 5-3 the score. Morton very good. Relief pitching in the middle. The Diamondbacks frustrated. They started to show some offensive spark, but they come up short tonight. They get good news, though, from Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers, who beat the Giants. The magic number is now down to 3. The magic number now down to 3. Milwaukee, by the way, victorious over the Chicago Cubs. And with Milwaukee winning, that lead over Arizona, with regard to record, is 2 for the fight for home field. Let's get to the post-game show. We know Joe Borowski's been chomping at the bit out there. Jody Jackson is ready to talk baseball. There were some interesting things tonight to talk about in this ball game. The post-game show will do it after the break.